All right, it's going to YouTube, Donnie. I already messed it up when you live, though. We gonna keep it in there. It's like it's whatever, man.
Fucking smack the mic.
It's like, all right, YouTube, what's going on? It's gonna be Donnie coming to you from Assault Japan, Pinku style. As always, I got my guy Lexis King in the co-host seat. No longer a guest. You're not saying that. So I think this should be this is gonna be 137 or 138. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna place it. By the way, for me at least here, it's GT7 Eve. It's Gran Turismo 7 Eve for me. Like, what about y'all? What's your countdown at?
I got a day and a half.
Day and a half. So mine is like because we're here, so we're essentially what 12, 15 hours or some shit like that. So I'm gonna hit everything. So my thing, I'll check it out downstairs, and my countdown is saying tomorrow. So I've already rearranged stuff at the shop and everything, and I'm closed. I'm not even announcing it because it's nobody fucking business, but I'm closed tomorrow. So
yeah. Sure. Are you do you have it pre-downloaded?
Yeah, it's already I got the PSN cards and some other shit, downloaded it, and so I did it was like 108 gigs. Is what
112. I think everybody's been saying.
Okay,
for
so
the pre-download.
Okay, I'll check it right after this, but the like you say, mine it's full, like it has the icon there, and when you click on it, it says the countdown and everything. So I should be on like less than hours now. Until
game
launch.
Time, baby.
Yeah, and then I was watching IGN joint, which we'll mix in there later. Which again, guys, we already had the one a little bit ago with myself, Andrew, and Derek, and they chimed in and everything with Dietrich, man. They chimed in, and we had that. So this is the Eve type of joint because this will be the last podcast we do before that comes on. The plan, guys, is to once Lexus acclimated to it, not a couple seconds, and then once I get acclimated to it, and after everybody's done their thing, because I want to run through the license. I heard the license thing is going to take they said a couple hours, few hours. So did you hear that?
Though.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah,
speak on that,
how
man.
long it used to take us to really want to get that gold. Like that was the shit. You wanted to when your home, because it was before online gameplay.
Yeah.
So you wanted when your homies came through and they happened to just say they check up on your shit. How good is blood?
Yeah.
And they see all them golds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus the benefit with this game is they're talking about money isn't that easy to come by.
Yeah.
So I would assume get all the money that you can. Get used to the handling and everything, the physics right there on the license test. So we jump into the game. You're not wasting no time getting up to speed with the races.
For that too, and it's not a bad thing because people like to make it. People like to with all my business and everything you do, man. It's like it's a sin now to make money. Like, I can't. I dare him try to make money on some shit with the whole pushing the money up. My business mind is saying they're gonna make the money up because they want people to do microtransactions and buy real money, real money for credits.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just call it how we see it. That's pretty much what I see it as.
I mean, it could be that, and they're probably sick and tired of people game playing,
right?
Because the game players want to get all the money, get all of the super hyper cars. Put every mod in the game on that super hypercar just to bring it into a lobby and nana boo boo your ass. Good thing you can't access the multiplayer until you completed a specific portion of the game, and the money don't come by that easily. So that's gonna bring out something that I've always wanted games to be like. Get a car that you really want. You might get a car that you just got to grind on, like GT1. When I remember getting Gran Turismo 1 and 2, let's just say 1, start from the beginning. When I remember getting Gran Turismo 1, I remember getting my 8,000 credits, because it wasn't, I don't think it was 15 grand, it was 8 grand.
Yeah.
And you went and got your Del Sol, your CRX, or your EG Civic, or if you could find one, first gen RX-7, things like that. But you would look through the car list of what's available and like, ooh, when I get some money, I'm going to get that. Ooh, when I get some money, I'm going to get that. But you took that one car and grinded through as many races as you can grind through until that car became obsolete, until you just knew
right.
They're going to cut it. So then you went and bought the next tier car where you were like, all right, me personally, I started with the Civic, then I went with an FCRX7, and because it's turbo, because it handles good, I went through most of the game until the Super League with that car. Until I couldn't, until it went to touring cars where it was just like this car can't hang.
Right.
That was I kept my money up. I had the car. That's when I realized, this was when we all realized that we could turn our regular cars into race cars.
Mm.
And that's when I was like, oh shit! And then I still had the FC. It was 50 grand to make it a race car, or was it 100 grand? I think it might have been 50 grand. It was 50 grand to do the full race car transformation. That made it a race car, and I hung with it just a little bit longer. But then you had some money, so it was more or less like you stuck with something, and you were determined to drive good. You were determined to drive better. You collected all your coins. You didn't spend those credits frivolously,
Right.
and I think that's what they're aiming us. They're funneling us because right now we've got so many freedoms in the way that we play these games. They're kind of funneling us back to that.
Mm.
That's how they want you to have that kind of experience, I should say. And it's cool because it's not like, oh, we can't do this or that to this tier of car. I was watching a guy that said every single car he touched could either be a specific bolt-on wide body or it was fender pulls. You can Gran Turismo actually shows fender pulls where the fenders, like if you got a DC2 Integra, fenders are a little bit wider. It shows them side by side. So it's not like you got to wait to access a specific car to be able to do those mods. So it should kind of get guys to be to the point where they're content with getting a specific car or just any car that they're like, all right, this is cool. I could work with that and then stay on it and stay focused. So I think that's what I like, that we went back to the number series. We're getting back to that first GT1 experience.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's definitely it's cool. It's again, man. We will see all of the again the guys who got their IGN, and then the Super GT guy. I've seen his, and everybody's been pretty non-biased about it, and everything is saying obvious things that they like, and so I do like that most people now who are doing the reviews, they're not like doing a cookie cutter shit. They like shit that they really like. And stuff that they like. One guy was saying this could have stayed in the past. One guy pointed kind of like blame. He was saying about the and then it kind of made sense because there is a lot of badass songs on Gran Turismo. He was saying that the driving the joint where you drive to the beat of the music joint. He said
music replay.
Well, not the replay, the joint where you got to drive in you got to drive.
It's like
music
outrun.
rally.
We'll call that outrun mode.
Yeah.
Music rap.
So he was like, the songs are like lame, and he played them like, these songs are lame. Like all the dope ass music GT done had in the past. Like, come on, man, you can't hit us with no polka music and shit. Like, what the fuck, man? So, everybody whatever everybody's saying right now, I'm like, bro, this is PC level shit now where we getting updates. So whatever you see now is not going to be what it is in the next 2 weeks. I guarantee you, we're going to get updates right away. I guarantee you, updates right away. After a week or two, people are going they're going to get all the glitches. The server's going to be loaded, so we're going to get updates right away. So that's why with this stuff now, they're not doing any server tests unless they got a closed circuit of server guys trying to load the server. But it's not going to replicate everybody on it at the same time after March 4th. March 5th, I would say, is when you're going to see everybody on it. And then, my thing is like, how is the PS4 to PS5 thing going to happen?
Yeah,
are they going to cut
on that? Yeah.
Are they going to cut support for the PS4 and say, hey, well, you guys got to bump it up because again, this is business, and they're gonna be like, hey, man, if you guys are letting these guys linger on PS4, then you're not going to buy these new units. I'm one of those guys because I'm like, I did just grab a TV today, but that's still a whole $1,000 cheaper than what the PS5s are going for that I see.
Right.
Yeah. Man.
Right. Yeah. So we might have overlapped and watched a few of the same reviews.
Yeah.
Because I mean we're on it right now. This is This is Gran Turismo Central right now.
Bring up right here.
I've been watching all the reviews that I could between work today. So I try not to watch slap trains. Just, I don't know. He's a game player.
Yeah.
Nothing he ever said has been relevant to any of my interests. So I don't know. I didn't watch his. I will watch it though. I just didn't like out of the ones that I saw. I didn't watch them.
I just learned who he was this week, man. So I don't know.
Slap Train.
Yeah.
I've watched. I've watched the guys that really do race. Jimmy Broadbent is loaded up for tomorrow morning, or actually 2 a.m. my time. So he's he's getting ready to drop. One person I don't watch because he's a game player, but he openly says, I am a game player. I like Need for Speed. I like these games that look really pretty, that are pretty fun, this and that, is Black Panther. But he brought a very keen thing, which I wanted to know, which a lot of the other more super technical guys, they didn't touch on. And he said, this game is a sim. He's like, it's not arcade. It's nowhere near arcade at this point, which a couple of other guys confirmed. They said the same thing. But he said, but there's so much progression. There's so many other things in the game or in the offering right now.
Right.
Game players will have a good time because he said, which was trippy to me. I didn't even think about it. He says, hey, I get tired of them starting you off with a supercar. Hey, I got this Ferrari as one of my first cars. I'm going to rage the game. He's like, the fact that they start you off in these punk-ass, slow-ass 91 horsepower cars, hatchbacks, things like that, is something that makes you really have to grind. It keeps your attention. Because he's like, me as a game player, if I jump on it and I got this, I win a couple races, get hella money. I'm not trying to win the game.
Right, no incentive,
Right. Yeah, there's no incentive. I'm not trying to progress. I'm just trying to go get some money real quick, find a race, because we all know we find them, those specific races. Yo, this pays you $500,000. Go run that 12 times. You got a couple million. You know what I mean? Now I'm just buying all these extremely expensive cars. But I found that to be very interesting. But, again, we come from GT1 where we weren't even thinking of the game ending or it being over. And we just kept racing.
Right. And that's what again, the other review, I just had them. I actually just put GT7 while I was working yesterday. I wasn't watching them. I was just listening, man. And that's what one thing that popped up, and I forgot how dope it was the 2014 joint when they followed Casnoya around and shit. That vibe, man.
Yeah.
That was well done, and that still holds up to today. That's 2014, so that was a well done documentary. And then right after that, it rolled into somebody else who had him in there recently, and they were saying, like he said, I didn't really design this game for an end. They didn't really design the game, and that's where, and that's why. I mean, honestly, I didn't complete GT6, GT Sport. I didn't even attempt to because life changed for me a little bit at that point. GT5 and all the rest of them, I completed them as as much as you can complete them. Actually, no, GT5, I didn't complete it as far as like all of
24-hour races and stuff that some guys didn't complete.
I didn't complete GT. So I think the last one I completed and it was offline. And I think that's the thing is because GT5 was the first one online, correct?
Yes,
like online and everything. That was our first online dedicated without using the X whatever and all this other shit to get on. Because I remember back in the day, there was dudes in GT3 that were online and they were using like the kind of like not X band, but it was a because X band was
LAN party.
Yeah, the LAN.
Yeah, we would do the LAN party with.
And that was and the thing is, it's funny, man. I went down. My channel is kind of you start watching game shit, then you start getting all the thing. And I got this one guy, and that's how Slap popped up. And this other dude called Wrestling Games. He's a wrestler, but he's really articulate, and he breaks down things. And I just watched a whole hour of them breaking down the X band, which I never knew about. I never knew about the X band, and they were like, this was back in 94, 93, and they had Sega and Nintendo, and dudes are playing across the dial up and shit. And they were doing that shit back in '94. So it wasn't that long ago, man. 94, 95 is not that long ago. You know what I'm saying?
It's really not. Yeah, when
It's
you think
not.
about it.
Yeah. So like, then bring up 97 is when I found GT1 and I got cracking on it. And then I was like, man, so when I seen the dudes doing the GT3 shit, that was just blowing my mind. Like, these guys got to be like some wizards. And they just had a LAN cable and some software and a computer, man. So it was pretty cool to see the evolution. And that's why, like, I'm like, bro, like, it'd probably be some things I'll, once I get into the engine swap thing and see how limited that is, because I don't think that's going to be full bore like we think it's going to be. But it is what it is, man, because nobody's really talked about it too much. So I don't think it's I think it's predetermined packages, and
yep,
and it's going to be.
And I think that might be an option after an engine's worn out. Remember on Gran Turismo, the engines will be super worn out. Remember GT3 when it got super worn out, your oil was black and the life of the engine was like down.
Yeah,
you'd be down horsepower. It wasn't even red car. I feel like that might be a thing again because you still have GT Auto again, and then there's also a percentage or a life meter of the frame. The shadow of the planes going over was cool. The frame and the engine and drivetrain and stuff. So I feel like GT Auto is back for a specific reason. We might be able to refresh chassis and frame like we used to, and I feel like if the motor is really hurt, then we would be able to load up a motor replacement, an engine replacement. And I think that would be pretty cool if that's available on specific cars, then, that's cool too. But if that's available for all cars across the platform, that'll be great.
Right. So what you guys watching right now, and this is Lex playing GT Sport VR, right? Or not VR?
Yeah. That's VR. Whereas Gran Turismo's interior, which I always drive on, I'm not in VR, the interior is very clinical. It's not much movement. But as you see the interior in this VR, it moves around like for real, like real life. A lot of my first-person videos, especially from these same tracks that I go to, I tend to drive the exact tracks that I drive in real life, which I really hope, I got my fingers crossed, that they put Sonoma in this shit. Because once I get on Sonoma and there's an RX-8 in this game, I'm going to find myself another second. I want to be the supreme slow car, period. Right?
Yeah.
But see the interior moving around and everything. The way they did VR was amazing on this game. And the vehicle placement, like, it's so accurate. I'm super accurate in VR. You cannot tell me. There's nobody that can tell me in real life. And a lot of people, they kind of gotten out of that shit now. Where guys are like, oh, you can't substitute real driving for a video game. Yes, the fuck I can.
Yeah. Ask Lewis Hamilton. It's like X all the top NASCAR guys that when the track's fucked up, they go and do laps in iRacing, man. Like, the shit technology has changed, man.
And it's so accurate. I can do this, and then I can go load my car up on the trailer. I can go down the road to Laguna Seca, and I can get on there, and I can start running outright as fast as I can once I get the tires warmed up, because I already know my way around the track and where I want to place the car. So we've got that use. But in GT7 now, the interior options for the camera, we were already able to angle ourselves up, down, left, right, forward, backward in the car with camera options. But now we can change the amount of shaking and jostling that you get opposed to your driver's vision. So now it's not super clinical where this is the ceiling roof line.
Right.
And as you turn, it just goes like this. And then you go over a bump and you see a little bit, but that's it. Now you might turn and that shit is moving independently. The Assetto Corsa does that really good. The Assetto Corsa does interior, and I don't need the head roll pitch movement or looking at apexes like Assetto Corsa and Project Cars does. I just need a proper field of view on the interior. And if that interior moves around a little bit, it just adds to the realism. So they do have that. Third person has that as well. It could be super static, or it could be like a drone. You can get a little bit of movement around the car. or you can get elements and effects of acceleration and everything. So they've done a lot. They've done a lot for game players and sim racers alike. And I'm like super excited for it, being able to tailor my own experience. The days are different, whereas I can go to your PlayStation, jump on your Gran Turismo, and it's exactly the same as mine.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be way different. The cars, the experience and the interior and everything is gonna be custom tailored.
Right.
You're gonna be making custom tailored, and I hella like that.
Yeah, man. And this one right here, this is, and again, for the guys watching at this point in the video, this is GT Sport footage right here. So when you see it, like, oh, GT Sport. So if GT Sport look this goddamn good, like, what you think GT7 would look like, man? So the people out there who are trying to knock it, stop it, man. Like, just stop it. Somebody's already did the video where they broke down they had the GT5, the PS5, PS4 Pro, PS4, and there's minute differences, to be honest. And it was exterior view, so honestly, it's just like a little bit of processing. Again, the PS5 looks the most glossiest and the most wettest because it's the new shit. So I mean, they got more processing power. So yeah, but I mean, again, so the guys that are that's going to be rocking with the PS4 for a little bit, until you get the PS5, get a good deal on it. Just do what you got to do on that. But you're not gonna. Some guys I see already saying, I'm not going to buy it until I get it. I'm like, bro, you're going to be way behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go and get your license and shit now and do what you got to do. And then that carries over to that. And what I want to speak on too was the some guy, did you hear anything about the people, he said the guys online are trying to lower their DR? I didn't
understand that doesn't matter. There's no DR on there. But we don't know. I haven't gotten the game yet. But the dashboard, I do not see where that matters. But I've heard guys, because there was a rumor that your driver's skill rating is going to transfer over.
Right.
So game players, they want to drop their DR drastically so that they're not in the mix with the heavy hitters when they go do their daily races.
Make sense, man.
Which doesn't make sense, and I'm going to tell you a lot of people why you're screwing yourself. Super GT explained this on his review. Super GT is not a tuner. He's a driver.
Right, yep.
Does not know how to tune cars, he said.
He said about 5 years.
On the daily races, on the daily races on sport, you can't tune cars. You just drive the cars. This one now, you tune your car, and your car is to be tuned in your races. Because if Donnie and I both were team owners or team drivers, and we're in the pits for the real Super GT, we're GT 500. His GTR and my GTR are teammates, but his is tuned completely different from mine.
Yeah,
it's not the same fucking car. He drives a certain way, I drive a certain way. My car is tuned different than his car is tuned. That's real racing. So now, when you bring it in, you bring your car in your tune. So a lot of these guys that just wanted to use the exploit car, your days is out of here, because I'm going to come in with a car that I really like. Like, I always use the Audi R8 for the GT3 class, GT300 class, but I'll possibly be using other types of cars now. But I won't be mad at bringing in my trusty Audi R8, because I know how to tune it, and whatever other parameters I could tune on it, I could probably make it faster.
Crazy, dude. This is like just watching this and just talking about it and watching, man. It's like, bro,
kind of tight.
This is the man. This is the people like I want to look like. I'm one of those guys too, man, because I like watching prehistoric shit. Not prehistoric, but like fucking shit from back in like the Roman times and all that stuff, and Spartacus and Achilles. And you romanticize about living back during those times, but you really think about it, like, that wasn't a great time to be alive. And like, man, this technology shit, man, is to be alive at this point and see it where it is right now. I already know, without even being 30, 40 years from now, what it's going to be like 30, 40 years from now, man. If we're blessed to see that that span of life, man, it's like, bro, it's going to be a point where I just think is just going to stop, because they can't, like, how you just got to go outside now. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's like it's you know what I mean. I think one thing that's gonna happen is right now I'm trying to get on it now before it spikes up, but I think motion rigs is like the next thing you kind of gotta get now because the fixed rigs are they're affordable now, and I see the one other one what's the wrong one, man? I got the wrong video here. But the I see the this is the one I want to bring up. So what I was saying is I see the like the motion rig's about 4K, which is that's not bad. You know what I mean? That's like that's about a cheap Civic. So like I see the one that the Amazon, the one head of Amazon was pretty much rolls back and forth. It pitches you up and down, but it's not like
I need that.
Yeah.
That's the last.
That's why I'm gonna get one just for the shop and put it on the main one, and you know because it's about But I just got me personally. I got other shit I need to spend 3 to 4K on right now to get my other cars running. Then once I got those set up, I'm gonna get it by the end of this. I would say by summer I'm gonna get one. I'll get one on order and get it in because it'll be cool to have in shop, and that's gonna be the next thing, man. You're gonna almost have to have them. By say what maybe not GT8. They're probably gonna have the rigs outputs by that time. Because I know a PS5 can do that, but the PS5 is pretty much a PC, which PC is utilized to do the yaw, pitch, and you got to have the programming. So I think possibly GT, PS6 will have outputs for gyros and you know what I'm saying, the buildings and all that stuff like that. Because I mean, the wheel does it, so I mean, it's not like they can't do it.
That's so that's another thing, right? So yeah, I gotta get a new wheel. I gotta get a whole nother setup. Yeah. Specifically because all that haptic trigger stuff, all of that specific like fine tuning that they did, that this game is gonna be offering an experience. My steering wheel does enough feedback for me to compute in my head what I need to do. I feel this, I feel that. But the new steering wheels have the proper haptics on it, so I will be getting one of those. Which
model you talking about?
The Phonetic. That's going to be my next purchase.
Okay.
And so that and a rig and motion and VR, you won't be able to tell me that I'm not getting an accurate driving experience.
Right.
There's just absolutely going to be no way. The lighting is good enough that I feel things on my skin when I see certain specific types of light. So it's that good. It's tricking my brain in that way. I have little fans going in my room aimed at me when I'm driving. That's great. I'm sitting at a rig with a steering wheel with everything in the proper positions. That's great. My eyes are in a VR where I'm looking at all this stuff where the hands on the screen are representative because of the movement that I do on the game. It does it like 1-to-1. And you feel like those are your hands and everything. So if I have motion rig, man, it's kind of over with. Like I don't have to go to the track unless I really feel like it, but you get that real drive time and being able to change. Like that looks like a whole nother game. That looks like something else. Yeah, that looked like Grid or something.
Yeah, they were showing the breakdowns on there.
Okay, but the thing about being able to experience the driving rigs, you'll get that feel of the thing that the game can't give you in the controls. And the hydroplaning, the light steering once you understeer or lose traction. This is shit that is real life experience. And as I've shown, as Donnie's shown, as my son is showing, you can go straight from this game, put in a few hours on it, and go to the track, and you've studied for the test. You know what I mean? You know what the hell's going on. You know where you're at. You know what you're looking at experiencing. So I think it's pretty dope. Only thing they need to do is, instead of the steering wheel sitting super clinically like that, give a little bit of vibration or shake to the steering wheel and the driver's hands as they're driving around. for the animation. Because other than that, dude, it's pretty spot on, man.
Yeah,
It's really
definitely is, man. Like I said, it's yeah, it's just dope, man. So I'm just waiting to get into tomorrow to get into it and everything, man. Before we get any further, man, definitely give a shout out to Lexis King for bringing all this on syrup right here. You guys are seeing it right here, sitting and everything. So got the King syrup and everything. But nah, man, for people who know about it, man, this is an East Coast thing. I just had it and it's fitting. I got Lexis King on, and my guy just dropped it off and everything. And he said he tried it. He's from California, actually. The dude that dropped it off. He's from Southern Cal, and he said he tried it. And I was like, nah, dude, you got to make the buttery crisp. He's like, yeah. I made the thick, fluffy, like typical, big fluffy pancakes. And I was like, nah, this shit don't soak into it. And it just sits on the top of those fluffy ass pancakes. I say pancakes and shit. But from Baltimore, man, we say shit a little bit different, man, over there. But man, like, so, hey, man, King Syrup out there, who makes this shit? Somewhere in Baltimore.
Who makes it?
So it's like, this shit's like simple because the ingredients are corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, refinery syrup, and water. That's it.
Simple shit.
Like the ingredients is right here, man. Like that little ass. When it's that many ingredients, that means that shit's real. You know what I'm saying? And citric acid, and that's it. You know what I mean? So no preservatives in this shit, man. But actually, I think they changed because this shit's saying Oak Brook, Illinois, and everything. But hey, man, King Syrup, you want to sponsor the podcast and everything, man? Hit me up and everything. But yeah, man. So we got that, and then we were, like I said, we just talking about the DR a little bit. And I read my message. The guy said, there's nothing there. He said people just want to grind back up to it. I'm like, well, what? So because I don't know. So the DR, when you do that, are you? Because I mean, my DR is whatever the fuck it is because I don't play. Are you getting money for upgrades in DR, or is it some kind of?
I don't know. I think people were told we were told that,
Trent.
And I don't know by who, so I don't know where the origins of this was because I did check G Planet. I didn't see anything about it.
Right.
Or maybe I overlooked something about it. Maybe it's in the forums. Who cares? I don't read all of that stuff no more. But I looked to see if there was confirmation on this. Guys are saying once you log in using your old profile or whatever it is, your DR is right there as what it was for the previous game sport.
Dope.
Don't know what guys are tripping off of. I would like to get the top tier of the drivers because I am an S and a B, I think. I was pretty close. I was an A, but I think I had a rough week one time and you just fuck it.
Right.
You're over. But I am B and S. So I do want to take my BS and run with the faster guys because I want a better experience if they're matching up like that with the daily races.
Right.
Now, I don't like the cherry picking, the game player dudes. If this is why they're doing it, let me plummet my driver's rating so I can go here, drive with the trash people, get out front, win, and then get an easy tree up to my A. So when I get back over with these guys and we merge at the top, I've got a very fortified, because it's a point range.
Right.
I got super fortified A that's not lost too easily. Because see, the thing about when you're really grinding and you're really in very competitive races, and unfortunately we know it is what it is. The Brazilian guys, the Canadian guys, they drove very harshly.
Right.
So
yeah.
they sideswipe you're getting a driver rating drop.
Right.
Right. It just happens. You're driving neck and neck. I had a guy, we were driving neck and neck, man. We're going down neck and neck through this damn turn, or through the turn, and then we went on the straight. And of course, because all the cars are the same, if we're using the same cars, they're gonna be the same. Same speeds and everything. It's just down to the shifts. You might inch out a foot, he might inch out a foot. He did not like me driving right next to him within inches. We got into the brake zone, and he knows he's at a disadvantage because he's on the outside. I got him. This is my turn now. That's real driver technique. He didn't like it, sideswipes me in the brake zone, knocks me down. I maintained it, but he hit me, and which dropped the tire off track. When you do it in the braking zone, it's a dirty tactic, right? Because all your weight shifts to the front. So when this dude hits you and all your weight's to the front, you're trying not to spin out because the car just changed direction big time.
Right.
So anyway, the guy did that. Then I see my driver's rating drop, and I'm like, "What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
applying pressure, which I'm not touching him. That's great racing." And I did a defensive block if he'd had to let me go, because the best thing to do if you want to have really clean racing, at that point, he lets me go, he falls in line, and we're going through a segment of turns and we would have been back on the straight, and he would have been in position for a draft to pop out and do that to me on the next set of breaking. So that's good racing. That's what we want to get. But certain people don't like to drive like that. So those kind of things, the penalties on my side or both sides, it was really harsh. So once I got to an A, you might get into an A, but I don't know what the points actually were. Say it drops me 5,000 points for a rating, right? I just got into A, and I'm in like 5,100 points for A, and this fool hits me. Now I'm only 100 points into the A driver's rating. If anything else happens, some weirdos connection drops, we start on the grid start. All of these fools run into the cat, and I'm just about to pop out inside and rear end somebody because everybody comes to a chain reaction halt. Now my driver's rating just dropped 10,000 points, right? Because I rear-ended somebody, which is on accident because you had a stalled car at the line and I can't see past the other guys and I can't pop out because there's a guy right next to me, right?
Right.
So it's just accidental things that happen, and then your driver's rating just boots, so you drop from an A to a B, and it's as simple as that. Some dudes don't like to do that, so they want to get to the point where they get an A, and their A is stacked in points so good if they have a bad race, they don't drop for it. They don't drop an A. So I feel like that's what guys are doing. It's whatever, I just don't play games. I simulate an experience.
Right, and that, like you said, man, that's 100%. It's just you nailed it in the beginning. You said the same thing, man. It's like it's the gamers and then the guys who play, and like you say, when I watched the reviews, now that you said and brought up, I recall when Witchcom said he ain't tuned in 5 years, and it was enjoyable for him to be able to go right in the lobby and jump on it, which for some people they did really well because you didn't have to worry about that. It's just like showing up at the track, hopping in the car and driving, which if you've done it before, I've done it before a couple of times, and it's a cool feeling when you arrive, put your helmet on, gloves on, and get in. You ain't gotta set that shit up. You ain't gotta clean it up. You just, all right, later, man. Thanks for the ride. And that's just like one of those things. You just arrive and drive. So that's kind of what he was doing, which it takes a lot of the anxiety away. Is my gearing right? Is this right? I ain't got to worry about that because I'm racing a bunch of other Miatas or a bunch of other FT86s or whatever it was in the races. So the parameters were set already. And now what's going to happen is the guys who got in on GT Sport is weird, man, because it's kind of like I was talking to a guy the other day, man. It's like I'm at the track. And I've been at this track for 15 years now, and this new blood's coming there, and he looking at me like I'm the new guy. I'm like, nah, dude, I just been MIA running my shit. You were in middle school, so now you got a bunch of guys who probably got in and got acclimated to GT Sport, and now they think this is the norm, and now they're gonna be shocked when tomorrow happens. Like, nah, bro, this is kind of back how it used to be. And it looked like you guys got to grind even harder because they made the money up and everything is more significant. So they're going to be like, well, why the fuck's this super, 180,000 or whatever CR or whatever, man. So, and then they were saying too, there is a lot, the pink chips, you don't have to win them. They're all there, but they're 4,000 credits. So there's a lot of shit to spend money on now. So you can't mod all 30 of your cars. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta. It's kind of like real life, man. So I'm selling a lot of shit because I got a lot of cars right now, but I can't afford at this point in my life and what I got going on to modify all of them because you'll never finish the car. Number one, you'll be buying shit for this car and buying shit for this car, which is something I was doing, and now I just one car get it done, cool. One car get it done, cool. Because if you start buying the ECU for this car, then buy the fucking pistons for this car, then buy the rear end for this car, you're never gonna finish none of these cars, man. So I think I think honestly, man, the dude's like he's subtly sunning people like, hey man, this is how it should be done. So me, you, the guys know how it's going to be done. We're cool. The new guys are gonna be like, I want it all. I want it all. Like, and that's kind of what you guys do in real life, man. You want everything right now with minimum work. It's like, nah, bro, you got to grind. And then like that, the whole shit where they said you're going to spend an hour, two. He said at least 2 hours. I'm guessing I'm guessing it's depending on if you want to gold everything or whatever. So it might be quicker if you get bronze, whatever. But he's saying you're gonna spend at least 2 hours getting your shit, which is cool because 2 hours is enough time where guys got to really like, hey man, I got to really zone in and focus on what the fuck I'm doing. Hopefully it'll promote it, WitchCon, because GT Sport was where you had to watch the movies and you had to do the
to get online.
But it was like what? It was like what?
It was
overall was it less than 30 minutes, right?
Oh yeah. It was way less than that. It was a couple of minutes, but it was more or less about not morale, but just like, hey,
sportsmanship.
If this guy's gonna sportsmanship, but it was more like, hey, if this guy's gonna crash and run off the road, you run off instead and don't let him hit you. And do this and do that and all of this kind of shit. Or, hey, if you lost control, pull off, just fly off the line.
Standard shit that racers know. But gamers don't.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. And and I'm a replay type of guy. There's nothing that tells you how well you did. You can think you're killing it all you want. But look at the replay. Look at the footage. I save every race I have. I save it. I have probably, I think, 7 or 8 gigs of replays saved on my GT Sport, and every single race I've had on it. Until I review it, I don't erase it, but I review every single race where I thought I gave space. Let me see if I could have gave a little bit more space there, even if it didn't end up in an incident or anything. But if I have a point in time where it's like, I could have gave more space, I review it. Or did I really place the car where I thought I was placing it?
Right.
Those are all important things that help me go use the track better the next time I race. Or I have that incident, door-to-door stuff, or just me going through time attacking, using the most of the track, using more of the track, using certain parts of the track. Because when you go into a corner, you can look at a corner, and a corner has maybe 2 different lines on it. And especially if it's a sequence of corners, taking a very tight inside line, hugging the curb all the way around the radius of the turn, is going to put you in a different place than going into the apex late to pop onto the apex to pop out early to another, like say if it's an S turn, a tight hairpin S turn. You're going to get a couple different type of line options, and maybe this line works best for this car, maybe this line works best for this situation, and maybe this is the fastest line. So if you have 3 different options to go at into a corner, depending on the situation, you can choose that. You can use that. I like to spend hours, lap after lap after lap, doing that kind of thing. And I might get 2/10 off of a time. I was looking at some of my lap times, and I was like, damn, I was going pretty fast, because certain places that I'm more familiar with or that I've driven in real life more times than it has been since I gotten on Gran Turismo in a minute, I came through and I was maybe a second faster or 2 seconds faster. Certain tracks where I don't have that opportunity to drive them in real life, but they're real tracks, and I go and knock that out. If I went into that track hella times, like back in the day, I may or may not have already set an outright like boogie of a fucking pace. My personal best, something I didn't beat or couldn't beat nowadays. So it's a good experience to just go and lap. I just go and continuously lap, and I have a blast doing that shit.
I'm loading up the videos you just sent me. Which ones are those you just sent?
So we've got a lot of scenery change now. We've got rolling time, 24-hour period. We've got different time frames as far as seasons, supposedly. But these are different times of day. so that we could see the lighting effect. See, GT Sport did a phenomenal job with lighting and everything being the game that it was. Now they have done a little bit more, especially for ray tracing, for the
Oh,
replays.
so this
The
this this is so this is GT Sport, the one you just sent me.
currently still GT Sport,
Okay.
yes sir, but just different times of day, different lighting, and
All right, I'm down.
we get to see real cool lighting elements. So now in GT7, we're going to be able to get like, see, Project Cars did an amazing uh, thing with their time frames. If you had a date and time, like say you set August at 7 p.m., but then you went and set December at 7 p.m., those are two different lighting elements. It's dark December 7 p.m. Um, the lighting might be a lot different as far as dark to August or summertime. So they did a really tight job, but they were seasonal based. And for what I hear, for what Casanori said, we're gonna get West Coast daylight. Looks like West Coast daylight. Look at the layering of that horizon.
Yeah.
That fucking great. That looks amazing. So this is Australia, Mount Panorama, or New Zealand. Where the hell is Panorama at? I don't know.
Australia, I
But
believe.
okay, so this is Australia, Mount Panorama, about 2240 at night. Let's say 2300. And you've got these elements as you come around this corner. It's really dark, and then you see some lights through the trees. This is Tsukuba, 8 a.m. cloudy day, and you get to see the difference in the element there. These are the two different extremes. See some light peering through the clouds because its sun is coming up. As we look back over on the left, you see the lights in the crowds. The generators set up there on Panorama, especially this turn. This turn is blinding how bright those lights are. It doesn't really give you the full element, but when you're coming through that at pitch black and that hits your eyes in
Yeah, on that
VR,
white wall. Yeah.
dude, it grabs your attention. So the lighting that they did on these games is just phenomenal. Now, what I want to see is how they cleaned it up on GT Sport, or I'm sorry, GT7, and then the use of the rolling time frame and clouds. So those clouds aren't going to be static. I could race at Tsukuba 24 hours. That's going to be that specific scenery the whole time on sport. GT7, we've gotten into the real element of the time rolling, the situations changing, the clouds rolling through. You might get pure sunny day. Then right before it goes nighttime, nightfall, you might get rain. That is racing because we start the day different time frame. We start with a different weather, and if you're on a track for 24 hours a day, there's going to be mad different element
That
the whole day.
and the like one thing I'm just thinking about now, man, in my own mind is like people like to think they're the man of the shit. Is like one thing I haven't raced a night before. Like I haven't like
Oh really?
I haven't raced at like something like this. Like I've drifted a night before. It is a little bit different, but like far as flat out like this, I've only done my racing flat out in daytime. I've never done any flat out racing at nighttime.
Man, it's something to get used to on VR.
Yeah.
When now I've done a ton of toge back road driving at night, right? And so yeah, your eyes, your pupils are super big because it's taking as much light as it can, and it doesn't seem as dark as it is on camera when you're out there. You can see the difference in the trees and the sky behind it because your pupils are taking in so much light. So when you're driving and people, when they see videos, they say, oh, this is so dangerous. You can't see anybody. It's pitch black. You can, because when headlights are coming the other direction, you can see that difference in light. And you know, okay, somebody's coming. And if you know the road, you'll be like, I'm going to keep banging these corners here because by the time I get to them, it's going to be a straightaway and we're going to be in our own lanes anyway. So that's my experience of it. Then when I go out here, and I've driven at night quite a few times, drifting, with spotlights, just like that was there on Gran Turismo. That is kind of the same thing. It's like, shit, let me take in as much scenery as I can see right now in this segment, and let me go through it at the best of my abilities, and then let me focus in on what I saw when I had a lot of light, and now with the light that I have provided, what I'm looking at and what can I see. And then you kind of go through that and just kind of playing hopscotch, light to light to light.
Right, because your depth perception is one thing that's really in the daytime. You could it happens you just being outside, like you go out your front door is nighttime, you squinting and shit. Like in daytime, you can see clear across the street who that is, and at nighttime, you're like trying to make out who the fuck's that and why he's standing right there. And so imagine that in a car, or on a bike. I can only imagine on a bike. How's it on a bike nighttime compared to daytime?
Terrible. Motorcycles, their headlights do not refract or emit light up. It's all very directed and horizontal. So you'll see your headlight beam is cut off, very linear, like it's super linear, and it's only about 7 feet in front of you. So the majority of the light that you're getting when you ride a motorcycle,
this is for road legal bikes. Wow.
Yep. The majority of light that you're getting on motorcycles that you're riding at night are street lights. Your lights reflecting off of the road signs, and you're just using the lights from car to car. When you go through a back road at night, huge no-no for motorcycle. Your lighting does not go out that far. It's 7 feet at best. On the high beam, it might be 10 feet, because the high beam, you'll see individually one of your lights will go a little higher than the other, but it's not far. So it's not smart to ride motorcycles at night thinking that you're going to use that element. So what I like that they did on GT, like if anybody has, and again, you're going to want a high resolution TV that does very good color.
Right, that's why this one came from the store.
It's gotta be able to do shadows and darks very well, because if you took your TV and drove Nürburgring at night on this game, and let's say you drove it with other people, as you're going around corners and somebody clears a corner just ahead of you, you can see those tail lights. And then when they go through the trees, you can see the taillights breaking between the trees. It's hella tight. It's amazing. But if your television cannot identify and separate those darks, you don't get that element. Like you don't get the impressiveness that has. And that's just PS4 and GT Sport. So this GT7 is going to be even better. Lighting be utilized a lot better. So if you got a good 4K television that has good frequency and it does very good shadowing and shading, you're going to see the best that the game has to offer. So be like super cool.
That's why, like I said, we was chopping it up, and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna go and do it right now," because I already got the look at the camera, because I'm waiting for Amazon to come with my ring adapter. The video I just played was me playing. I was playing. I don't know if you've seen it. I was playing the
driving
with no wheel. So I was like, I was holding. It almost. They designed that thing. It's really a small F1 wheel, like the inner part of that wheel. If you take the wheel off, you don't really see it without it. But that's how I was holding on to it. It was like it was a small mini F1. So I was driving with the tops, because I was making sure I didn't spin. Saying what that shit, the paddles hit me in the hands and shit. So I was pretty much just grabbing the top of it and holding it with my index finger and my thumb. But so my Amazon should show up in a couple hours with my adapter, so I can put the steering wheel on and shit, and I'll be ready to rock. And then I just got the TV, which as soon as I get done with this, before I do the editing, I'm gonna throw the TV on the wall. And that TV, the one I got downstairs, is like a 55-inch Sony Bravia or whatever, and it's like the one before they started getting real light, because that bitch is heavy, man. It's like it's still like lighter than the older ones before that, but it was like that generation before they got to the real thin shit. The thin, like the one I got is 55, and I can throw that bitch in the air. Like, I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
So I
Thin
gotta,
light,
yeah,
thin.
I gotta manhandle this motherfucker off the wall, and I'll probably throw that in the garage and you know, for a cool monitor because I got, you know, the small monitor in there. So, but yeah, man, TVs are definitely so if you go to, is Best Buy still a thing? Because I've been gone for a little bit. Is Best Buy still up?
Yeah.
So if you go to the
Yep.
Best Buy right now, what's the what brands and what's the prices on TVs now for the 4Ks and all that shit?
You're kind of able to get stuff between 300, 400, 700 bucks,
Really?
easy. Get a good comparable television
Oh
now.
shit, I thought it
They
was
do
just the
still have
base.
like the elite stuff up there for like 1,600 bucks
And that's
and
still
shit like
cheap
that.
though.
Yeah, it's not as bad
Yeah.
as it used.
Because I'm seeing
Yeah,
like dudes had the 65 for like it was a 65-inch TV in there. It was a 72, my bad, a 72-inch TV in there for like 21. I'm like, bro, that's comparable to like what you would pay back in the day for the big ass.
$5,000. Yeah, you would have
Yeah,
paid 5, 7 grand on something
yeah.
like that.
So I thought it was on base. So shit, man. So that 55 I paid like I paid $400 with 3-year warranty, straight up.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good
Yeah,
money.
yeah. So I'm like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, yeah, man. So it's the technology, man. You know, it's just the shit. That's why now it makes sense when people put a TV on for sale online and they want 400 for an old. I'm like, bro, no. I can go get a brand new
Yeah.
TV. I get a
Mm-mm.
brand new TV for, you know what I mean, that amount now. So that's crazy. And I got just in here alone, I got a 44, a 45, 32 and a 32 like just in my room right here. Then I got 5 downstairs. So it's like I got this TV for days, and I paid like for all these TV screens I got in here right now. I think I paid collectively like $1,200 for like 8 TVs because yeah, people just $100 come pick it up. You know what I mean? And this HD. So now, what the divide I see now with the TV is the one I just got. It's the only. It's the It's out of all the TVs I just named, it's the only one that has the smart compatibility. So it's a separation there where now if it don't got, you can't click on Netflix and Hulu and all this shit. It ain't even that ain't. And now they got touchscreen shit now. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So it's technology, man. It is crazy, man. But again, like Lex said, guys, you gotta have the TVs. You gotta have like a you gotta have. There's no reason why nobody shouldn't have a solid 5.1 now. Like, I mean, they're really cheap, or a nice sound bar. You only
Soundbar is dope.
Sound bar is
Yeah,
dope.
because that's what I have in my gaming room.
Yeah,
because I have so monitor. I have so many TVs. I got a TV here, TV
right,
there,
right.
TV
Yeah,
here.
same shit.
So yeah, I can't have my 5.1 set up for right here. So I got a sound bar here, sound bar there, and sound bar on the other gaming system, and it works out really good, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's right behind my seat. I get the rumbles and the bumbles in my spine and everything. So it's like really dope. And you know, it's because of how everything is nowadays. When the newer platforms come out, when the newer stuff comes out, you would want to, if you spent that much on the game console itself, might as well go get $300 is going to get you a pretty good solid TV.
Yeah.
Even if you go to Walmart, you can get a good TV for 300, 400, 500 bucks, and you're experiencing everything. Because like my boy, he's got a good TV, but I guess the refresh rate was a little bit different than what mine was. And he'd come over and he'd look and say, mine don't show that. Like the individual blades of grass that lay down or move, which on GT7, it doesn't just have the cluster of grass that when you go by, it all goes and then back. It's individual blades of grass that are constantly blowing in the wind. And when the car goes by it, even though it's already blowing in the wind, when the car goes by it, it gets that effect. You have the elements around are being affected by the car and the atmosphere, which was something really dope that I saw. I noticed that on a couple of replays and stuff that the guys were playing the game on. So, dude, there's so many things that I'm excited about with this shit, man. Mainly, the way people drive is really, they're jerky on the steering wheel a lot. And Gran Turismo always had so much front end bite. It never bit you in the ass when you did shit like that. And for what's being
Yeah,
reported, they're
yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah. Over crest
out of
shit again. Stuff that we know over crest. When you go over crest, you reach the top point. You're gonna right before you settle.
unload that
Yeah,
suspension.
your shit's going up. Your compress, crest, everything
Mhm.
unloads, and you come back down. So your rear is kind of like I'm in the air, buddy. And if you fucking do this, I'm coming around on you. You know what I mean? Laguna Seca. If you go up that fucking hill and you do your thing, even though I've never been there before, but I understand it. I understand when I'm watching. When I see you
I'll
on it,
show you. I'll send you a picture.
yeah.
I'll send you a picture you can put up right now. The car in the basin of that compression,
Mm.
my car as it sits regularly has about 2 inches, 2.5 inches of ground clearance on the race car, on the track car.
Right.
Going through that corkscrew, the car scrubbed all from front bumper to back bumper.
Mm.
The wheels were tucked in the wheel well. I mean, it's a heavy compression, which is like outrageously cool to me, and that feeling, you feel that on the steering wheel. And I'm really, really glad that they started doing this. They already kind of had it, but you got a little bit of a thump and a vibration. Now they're claiming it's like big deal. It's really big deal now. So I'm super excited to experience that. And like I said, these are all tracks that I drive. I have driven. I do drive. Like, dude, look at this. This is full
Which one?
compression,
Which one?
bro.
You just sent something else, or?
I'm about to send you. Yeah, I'm sending you Laguna Seca
Uh,
coming over the crest. You can see the wheel gap and everything going down into the pocket. You can see the compression. Right now, those little side skirt, I use them as side skirt guards, front bumper guards. So it's not really a big aero property. My bumper has the aero property. Those little splitter things, I use them as guards. Those take the impact before my bumper does. They're scrubbed out, chipped, cracked, broken because of high G loads. The car really does, like turn six at Sonoma Raceway. You go down turn six under full load. Like, look at that. That car is pancaked. My wheels are in the fender. Um, and it's like you're getting a huge load there. Um, does this one show it better, dude? It's tucked in there, and it's a good damn time going over the top of that hill. It's like,
yeah.
dude, you come over the top of that
How
hill, and
far? How
it's
far is Laguna from you?
Laguna's about 147 miles,
Hmm.
150 miles. It's a 2-hour drive. So I can, yeah, I just pop in at all of these tracks, and yeah, it's whatever track day they have. I have the
Oh.
luxury of having whatever track day they're having. I can just say, you know what, I want to go to that, or the weather's going to be cool for this, and I just go. So I get to experience any track I want, any of the major tracks. That's another thing too. California has um, quite a few. We've got Auto Club Speedway. Um, we have Laguna Seca, and we have Sonoma Raceway. Those three tracks are used for major
Yeah, I want to try. I
motor.
want to try a new feature I got, man. So you see, we got the camera right there. They got this. It's called
Oh
got
wow!
the got the boom, got the X and the O's and shit now on the John Madden
Okay,
and shit. Like she like right
boom,
there. They ain't
bottom out.
that's not good. She like got
That's
a
really
little bit of
cool.
space right there. And yeah, it's a shit called whiteboard and shit. So you can
That's really cool.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can draw on it and everything, and then press escape there and erase it. But so yeah, man. So yeah. So you saying yeah, that's pretty goddamn. That's
And it's a lot that goes on, and replays show all of that, and that's really cool. I mean, like, we've already had tire flex and everything
yeah.
on T Sport, but I think they've redone the tire modeling, so we've got a different tire flex now, and it's a lot of stuff that we're getting. Um, you know, DCS. DCS has been telling people stop using their game to simulate the Ukraine conflict
Oh
and
yeah.
using it as actual footage of claimed false
Hey
stories in
man, well that
media.
shit, man. So what the fuck's is the Ghost of Kiev shit? Is that like a real thing or is
That's fake. No,
it's not real?
it's fake. Yeah, it's
Okay,
not
okay.
real. And then a lot of the stuff was made or used from DCS.
Mm.
Guys going to the ground and watching the replays, and they were using the camera panning, and it looks real, but
Mm.
it's not. So
Yeah, yeah. Because
a lot of
the
these
one I
were,
seen was the shit that Shay posted, and I didn't see till I went into the comments because I don't know if he knew it was a game or sim.
a lot of people did
But
not know that was a
the
game.
dude went around, I'm like, because the airplane was going down, but there was no smoke in the air. And then it just went down. And he parachute. I'm like, nah, dude, that's that. I mean, he parachute out, and it was like right, it hit the ground like soon as the parachute popped out. And then the dude's like, that was a game, but I'm like, nah, well, that shit's a good representation of what it really. I mean, that gun, that shit really looks like that when they shoot it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movements. That's the thing that catches people off guard.
yeah,
They're not keen on looking at specific things. Like you and I, we know when we're looking at a race game, um, if the car does anything funny that's not natural that we've naturally seen in the elements,
right.
we're like, okay, that might be a game. And then we're looking at it with that hard eye, like, is this a fucking game?
Yeah,
And then be like, okay, this is a game. All right, cool, 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 no problem. But a lot of people, shit looks real enough that they will assume it's real.
yeah. I mean,
Like I can't tell
GT,
you how
you go.
old folks sent. I can't tell you how many old folks sent me the presidential limo, the Cadillac from Forza,
Mm.
going in reverse, drifting the track in reverse. They swore to God that was real, and
Yeah,
I'm like, no, that you see the smoke, how it's billowing, and then it goes away before it even passes the front of the car. I
right.
was like, that's off.
Yeah,
But you couldn't tell them that was fake though.
yeah. That and that shit now, like we look at the kind of offbeat or whatever, and we already beat the game enough, but like the shit where they can pretty much do voices. Like one that dude did the Obama thing, and like the computer do so many voices, man, that like he type it in there or do whatever, or as a voice changer. Um, and it changed the voice, the face and face shit, like all this shit, man. Like
I was just
that
say I don't want to go too deep, but they have what's called the deep fakes.
right. Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah,
can
yeah.
take the photo, they could take the photo of Obama or whoever, and you could sit in front of a camera and sit and talk, and all of that photo, the image goes on your face. So
Yeah.
it's moving super real, very realistic. And yeah, if you change the voice, then it comes up. But yeah, there's a lot of propaganda that can be done just off of computers and how good graphics are.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, a very keen fact, if somebody drives Nürburgring or Laguna Seca or all these actual tracks super clean and the physics really shows dynamically very good on this game, the ray tracing that's done, which is only done in replays, the game looks phenomenal as the game. But when you do replays, that's when the ray tracing takes into effect, and the replays actually look better than the game.
Yeah.
Like, the opening sequences or the theatrical portions of Gran
Right, right,
Turismo where
right.
you look at that, damn, that looks good. That's what the replays do on GT7 now.
Mm.
There's going to be a lot of people freaked out and faked out
Yeah.
because of tracing and how good the graphics are right now.
Yeah. Then what's happening now too? I remember because even back in the day, you look at like GT4, for example, the render that you were seeing is people don't they were right. It was a computer render. It was like so now that render, what people were seeing is now the actual gameplay. Like so now games are getting away from doing that high render because when you get it, it's like that. It's like this is the Wish version, if you will.
Yeah.
It's like this is the advertisement, and then what you're playing is the Wish version. So now, my bad,
Mm-hmm.
F-35 is taking off right now, making a bunch of fucking noise. But the F2 is not flying today, but the F2 still fly here. But the they're getting away from that because people don't want to see that. Now, I can't speak for other games as far as like, the fighting, the MMO games and stuff like that, because I think they still they jazz it up a little bit, because obviously what you're playing is a, MMO style game, the multi-world shit, it can't be that polished. But PC stuff is like that. PC stuff is what you see is what it is. So they're getting away from that now. And so with the actual gameplay you're seeing, everybody that's seeing right now is actual gameplay, not overly rendered and shit.
And that's the crazy part about it, is it looks phenomenal on the game, but when you run a replay like what we're just playing with the replays of these runs, it's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Because it gets to perfect the lighting over the car,
right?
Because now the car is going by the grandstands and the sun is behind the grandstands. You couldn't see all of that shit while you're driving.
Yeah.
But now the computer sees that and it says, haha, let me take the opportunity to capitalize on this shit right here, bounce the light off of here and there, and it's just going to be like, that's fucking legendary. So the way you're going to be able to tell is it's going to look better than real life.
So you definitely, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so right now, like, we know because we know, but like, if you splash it on somebody, they couldn't tell you right now if that's an actual or a game now. That's
yeah.
And you can basically you're gonna remake that.
All you gotta do is put that through a filter.
Yeah.
You put that through a filter, just a little bit of a filter, which makes it take some of the edge off or the sharpness off, and you'll be like, is that a game, dog?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can put up the RX-8, the RX-7 replay that I ran. Look at the lighting. The lighting's gonna look about the same. The ground at a certain point in time or period in time is going to look exactly the same tone. The thing that I have seen people complain about is like skid marks that are left on the track, or the dirty red and white skater strips. Those could have been dirtied up to make the element.
Yeah, he did.
A little bit more.
And that was when he said that, I was like, yeah, that's valid, because like I say, yeah, that was a valid one when he threw that out there, because it's one of those things where the which one's I think it's FD. So it's not coming through for some reason. But that was a valid thing he said. I was like, yeah, that does make sense, because the yeah, man, like you're on a track and everything, it's not going to remain clean like that. So it just kind of threw it off a little bit. Is it this one?
Something that I liked, the FD. It's the FD. Something that I really liked that I saw on Ride 4 did this. Ride 4 and MotoGP. If the track was clean and clear when the race started, as you started going through with all the AI bikes, and we got to talk about AI too.
Yeah.
As we go through with all the AI bikes, started to see a line get grooved. It would get a darker patch. I love seeing that. Those kind of things are like really dope. You get that darker patch in. So as you come through on the next couple of laps, you could see visibly, this is the hot part of the track. This is getting used. This is where everybody's going through. This has the most rubber down. This is the warmest portion of the track. And you can physically extend the bike's performance more there, deeper in the braking zones, harder through corners, things like that. And I think that's something that is a real element that they need to put in, because as I'm doing these track days, I can physically see the line getting caked in, and you get to and apparently the mid-morning is the fastest portion of the day. So we need all of that too. You'll see here, see like the lighting. Look at the differences in the lighting, and as we're coming up to the corkscrew here in a second, that's just it's just Monterey. Monterey has this coastal lighting, and this is top of the morning, and that picture where the RX-8 is right there, that's about 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. So as you see the clouds off to the right side, that's what's off the back side of the RX-8, off the spoiler. Right there, that's just, dude, that portion. So see that clouding is gray back there, but see the behind the RX-8, how it's dark and gray? That's what you see. There's always a ring of clouds back there.
Is there mountains up there?
No, that's the ocean right behind you.
Oh yeah.
There is mountains. Yes, there is. You're in a valley, but right over the valley is the ocean. That's the end of California. So it's a coastal track. It's a coastline track that, yeah, you're looking. That's looking out into the ocean. Basically, a couple miles down the road, you can't go any further. You just gotta
But
turn
then
left or
this right
right.
here, like, so the video ended, but like somebody just, hey man, come, like, what's that? Which one's real? Which one, like, from like about 5 feet? Cause I'm about 5 feet from the monitor right now, and like, I mean, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, what I mean, if you start looking at the wall a little bit and like looking at the, yeah, I mean, obviously because I know it's fake, I'm cheating, but if I just dropped in, it's indistinguishable now, man. Like you really don't know what's,
Pretty close.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if all we did was put a filter over the real picture, it would look like that.
Mm.
And like, so that was 8 a.m. on the game. So you see the sun is lower, so you got more shadow off the car, and that was
Oh
about
yeah,
10
I one thing, the
left
shadow is definitely more acute on your real picture, and it,
on the real
yeah,
picture versus the
yeah,
yeah.
and then which column, right? You see, it's kind of like a blob, kind of like a something I would draw from my
Hmm.
kids, like, fucked up drawing.
Yeah, like look at the mirror on the car. You can actually see that little metal rod
Right,
in the shadow,
right,
and you wouldn't be able to distinguish that on the
right.
game. So there's things like that. Those are the things that you're an we're keen eye, we're looking at things we would catch. But your average person is going to look at that and say, "What the hell? That's
But
amazing."
now,
Yeah.
so we're looking at GT Sport, and also GT Sport. I have seen the shadow kind of, they've been like kind of accurate. That's just the way it's sitting. But like, I mean, it can do shit like how your car is right now, where the mirror is catching it. So the shit on your RX-8 is what GT7 is now gonna be able to implement with the ray tracing and all that shit. So I would like to do this again once you get your RX-8 on Laguna,
Hmm.
and then put those side by side again, and then see what's what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I got a ton of pictures from Laguna and everything in different places,
Yeah.
different locations. So yeah, we could do that because the replay does show um, these same locations, and we can put those up side by side, and I'll just try to put the same time of day so
Yeah.
that everything's very similar. And if they do, I don't know if they do have this, but if they do have seasons,
Mm.
that was in April,
Okay.
on the left. So I'll
Because
do
I'm
that.
definitely gonna hit because man, I was talking to somebody today, man. Like, I mean, my thing with the whole competition stuff and everything, and I'm just I'm getting hard. I'm getting back towards, well, not back towards, but pursuing the grip thing because it's just more lucrative, man. I love drifting, but it's call it how I see it, man. Like, I'll have more customers in the time attack category versus I got my first drift car that I've been over 6 years, and I'm looking at the camera right now. My JZX 110 LS swap I'm about to do. I just did the arms and everything, and it's looking proper sitting on there and everything. And this is my first customer drift build in 6 years, man. So it's like if I was opening my shop banking on that, I would have been fucked, man. So the money
Mhm.
is in the time attack, guys. So I got to get my JAF license, JAF B, A, and then after that I can do Laguna. I can go right into Laguna time attack, like right into it. You know what I mean? I'll be right up there with everybody else, privateer. No problem with that. I'm not worried about that. So the yeah, man, it's and for me, man, the thing is I'm a privateer, but I'm a different kind. I'm a privateer with a shop and resources. And I'm not a privateer
Right.
out of I put in the time and everything. So I'm looking forward, man, to getting up there and bang with the big guys and let them be known, man. Because like there's Optionist came out last week and they had all legendary tuners we just talked about. All legendary
Mhm.
tuners on there, man. All the great wrinkle faces and shit. You know what I mean? They did their thing, they put in their
Cool
time,
faces.
you know what I'm saying, the wrinkle faces. They all them old as shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mhm.
and there's nothing again. I mean, we're older
Yeah.
too, but it's, you know, I just got shit to prove, man. Straight up and down, and
Yeah.
that's what I got to do. And after that, it's just you got to take the respect here because they're not going to give it to you, especially being a gaijin, man. So drifting, they're like, yeah, cool, nice tricks, but it does drifting doesn't have a high merit if it makes sense. It's not seen as something that's prestigious. They look at F1, your time attack and stuff like that is prestige level.
Right. Yeah.
So what you sense on
I
that?
mean, that's really kind of where it goes. That we kind of drifting is a new sport. Yeah, even though a lot of kids like my son, it's been around forever
For
to
him,
him.
yeah.
But we remember when it started.
Yeah.
To my son, this is like, yo, holy shit. I'm doing something like once he starts to really understand the history of it, because he knows it because I've told him. But to him, he doesn't understand that time frame. When we say the 90s to him, he's born in 2007.
Yeah, it's crazy,
When
dude.
you say 90s to him, he's like, what the dinosaur fuck is that, boomer? But I'm like, yo, for one, I ain't a boomer, young man. For two,
Yeah.
it's like that wasn't that long ago, dog. Like you're not that old. You're only 14.
Yeah.
So it's that wasn't that fucking long ago, bruh. And that's when the shit started. And as you can see, things grow leaps and bounds very quickly. Now, the thing about it, which is it's so crazy that we were talking about our experience when we first got on the game. My son has he's only been around since GT6,
Right.
GT7, the backside of GT5, GT6, GT Sport. This is his first like, oh shit, you could do everything to the car on this. Oh, this is hella real. He's only played Gran Turismo. My son has never played Gran Turismo on a control.
Mm.
He's only played Gran Turismo on a steering wheel. He only has experienced simulators. He's never played, aside from CarX Drift, right? But think about it. This kid has grown his whole life on simulating the real experience. And it's no wonder he's really fast in real life. Um, you know, it's something that looks so real, right? Like I just sent you a video
Yeah,
of
I'm trying to
real,
bring it up right now.
but I sent you a video of real Laguna Seca. You could probably cue that back, run that RX-7 back a little bit to right around turn 5, and you can kind of look at the both of them as they go through, going up the hill to the sound tower towards the corkscrew. It's this is what my son. This is all he knows. So we remember it when the cars used to be. They were saying Gran Turismo was 500 something pixels for each car, and now it's like 100 times that, 200 times that, 10,000 times that for each vehicle. We can get into fully detailed interiors now. There's no more black screened interiors, whereas you see the shadow and the outline of the steering wheel and the shape of the dashboard. Every single car in there, the gauges all work. Everything works. The clock works. That's the type of life that our kids only know. So when we look at, what kids are going to be experiencing now and further into the future, we're talking about the metaverse. We're talking about really, we never thought we'd have a time getting, yeah, look, that's first thing in the morning, cloudy. Laguna Seca is always cloudy first thing in the morning. And so you see the actual bumpiness, and I love that element. It's not clinical as you go into this corkscrew, and it's a mega dip. Boom, boom, boom. And then you go down. Vroom, you get the compressions, and that shit is phenomenal. And yeah, as you see, that's a little bit later in the afternoon. But it's it's an amazing thing to be able to go and simulate that at any time I want to. I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and already have my vehicle loaded and drive through hella traffic to go all the way down to Laguna Seca, drive all day, and then load up and drive all the way home in battle traffic. This is giving me that experience anytime I get out my bed and walk into my game room. Like That's the world we live in right now.
Mm.
And Gran Turismo was allowing us to do that at such a high level. Now, as we have that up, right, you see what a cloudy day looks like on the interior in real life. You can pull up
Yeah,
the
I'm trying
interior.
to line them. I'm trying to line up the.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the experience on there to there.
yeah.
Yeah. But the lighting, when we look at
Where
the
you
inner,
at? I can't tell where you at. Is this the?
that's going right up the hill. Yeah. So on Gran Turismo, you'd have to back up about 600 feet,
Mm.
and so that's coming. Yeah, that's the coming under the bridge, and we're about to hit the. Yep, there you go. That's the dip. So that's what I'm going through right
To
there.
their bummer. So
So it'll pick up there. It's about synced right there.
okay.
If you look at the rumble strip, the white after the sausage on the right on the RX-7, after that sausage, the rumble strip goes white.
All right.
They'll sync up because I went faster in the
All right.
RX-7 because
Cool.
the RX-8 is a slow boy. But yeah, that's really we're looking at that shit in real life. So that's VR, and you see we're headed right up to the hill. There's a timing tower. Boom! Now we're both about to go into the corkscrew. And as you dip down through the corkscrew, look at that shit, dude. Look
Almost
at what
yeah.
we're looking
And I
at.
played.
Look at
Holy
what the
shit,
fuck we're
dude.
looking at,
And
dog.
I was actually off, but then the
But see, I
yeah.
know that, and this is what I'm saying. I've driven this track so much, and I knew how much faster I went with the FD
Holy shit.
versus the RX. I know
That was
where to
like
time it up.
point zero something seconds when they went under their
Yeah,
underpass there, man.
yeah, it's amazing, bro. I've put so many laps in on my real life favorite tracks. I put so many fucking laps in. I can. You remember what was that? Was that a movie? Was that Jackie Chan's movie, or was it something else? Where he had his eyes closed and he was standing in the pits and he was going through every turn with his eyes closed and going through gear shifts.
Mm.
I don't remember what that was,
Uh,
but I can literally do that shit.
mm.
I can do
Yeah,
that
that's the
shit
thing,
up.
man. Like that's one thing you'll see. I seen it the first time I ever seen somebody do that was it was F1, and the guy
Mm-hmm.
he just met it, eyes closed, and it was a special. Then the dude was saying what he was doing, and he
Yeah,
was in the car, he was going through the motions.
in his head
Yeah,
going
and
through
then I
the
was like, man,
motion.
that's like some next level shit. Then most people at most levels you can do it. I can do it. I can do it drifting. Like I know when they say go, you're gonna go here first, second, third. You're gonna do this. You're gonna go so you can run through the whole run, eyes closed, like real life,
Yep.
like how your speed would be and everything. And a lot of things that with that they'll get them with the meditation because the mental coaches is a big thing. Like people like I don't need. When you're at that level with that much machinery going that fast, like yeah, you can be coached to go faster because it's mental. The only thing, like when I'm watching the motocross or whatever, man, only difference between all those guys is who want to fucking twist that throttle more. That's
Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
yeah. It's so crazy because once you mentally know what you have to do and what you're gonna do to go faster,
Right.
all it takes is the body to say, "Okay,
Let's
let's
do it.
go do it,"
Yeah.
and then you do it. Because as I look at footage of track days on the motorcycle, I'd be like, "Damn, I felt like I was doing this,"
Yeah.
but when I look at I wasn't quite there.
That's what,
Okay, god damn it. Well, then I'm just gonna hang off this motherfucker till I feel like I fell off of it,
right.
right? And that's gonna be exactly where I need to be then because I thought I was taking the risk. I was going quick, but I wasn't taking the risk for the body position because 9 times out of 10, um, on a motorcycle, you're trying to look the part because if your body has that English, it has the it's got the language together. The bike's just gonna do exactly what you want because the bike's like an F-16. It's fucking flying right where you look. It's hair trigger. It does everything. It has to have a computer to fly stable, right?
mm,
The motorcycle, it's super stable because of physical forces. The wheels are spinning, which keeps it straight. Like a lot of people always fear, like, oh, the bike's gonna fall over. The bike ain't gonna fall over. You can lean it in a turn, jump off that shit. The bike is gonna complete the turn and gradually stand itself up and keep going because inertial forces of rotation is going to stand the bike up. and it's gonna just keep on rocking. So it's kind of what I've been learning with cars. When I see that I've gotten to the place that I want to be at on the track, I just floor the shit. I floor it because if that back end is hooking and I don't feel it stepping out, all I got to do is manage where the car goes. And I want to use all the track because I want the acceleration going out. And these are things that I get to play with and train in Gran Turismo.
Right.
And then I can say, all right, I know at this adhesion level. So like when people tell me, and I hate this, but it's like, they don't understand. They don't know. I let them say shit, but deep inside, you're fucking killing me.
Yeah.
When we're drifting and y'all are telling me, oh no, you have to use this tire. No, I don't. That's the tires back there that I know how each compound feels and how the car feels. So no, you're not going to tell me the Comfort Hard is the tire that pros use.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Bruh.
It's more going to be Comfort Soft or Sport Hard for the weakest tires, right? And these R compounds are going to be sport mediums to soft. And let it be known, I think there should be a whole nother tier of tire that is on Gran Turismo. They should have like 3 or 4 tiers of tires. Comforts, sport, semi-race, and race. Now, that was cool as shit because I did see more options on Gran Turismo parts list, but those are the tires that, you know, when I tell guys when we're doing races and I say, no, put all the cars on sport medium. They got, you should be on. It shouldn't.
I wonder why. Speaking of that, man, I just popped in my mind, man. Like, you know, it was 2022. You know what I mean? And you see, like, you know, most because they're, you know, you can't really compare with Assetto and all that stuff because Assetto is run by the user. Like all those mods and shit, that's all user shit. So like the tires always says like Hankook or whatever, like they just didn't get slapped for it. Because if Hankook really wanted to be like, hey man, run me the money, you know what I mean? You saying using
Assetto, but Kunis is like, we didn't do it.
And that's a loophole. So like you see, they got so that's, you know, they got Michelin, Dunlop's, you know, blah 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 blah, all the way down the list. And you know, Assetto of Gran Turismo, this is Comfort Hard, Comfort this, Comfort that. They ain't no Dunlop's, Advan, Neo, the Rezas, blah blah blah. They don't want to, I guess, fuck with that around with name brand tires and shit. Because I think that would be like something like, all right, well, I got the Advan A0550s or whatever, man. I think it's too in my personal opinion. Well, go ahead, man. What's yours first?
I think they're locked on something. I don't think they're scared of being locked in on something, but they want that bag, right?
Yeah.
Branding is infinite. Your brand gets into millions of households for a decade, right? Let's say GT7 spans for 7 years. Okay. They want a lot of money for that marketing.
This ain't the part I wanted, man. Fuck.
So maybe guys don't want to cough up that money in marketing, and so they just make a generic tire. And how Casanova is, there might be a tire in his head like, oh, I really like Pirellis this season. He models the tire. If you look at the tread, you'll be like, that's a damn Pirelli, or that's a this, or that's a that. And if you look at the Comfort Hards or the Comfort tires, they have a specific tread pattern. Sport tires have a specific tread pattern, and then race tires are always slicks. I just think they license everybody, give everybody the stickers, so whatever. Use the branding, but I think that's why they don't have a specific tire, period. Because they always say that they have a suspension model from KW or from these people or those people. So people that want their branding, want that marketing, they pay for it.
But that too, like it's one of those things too, man, where like it's one of those things, man. When I get in the conversation, because I've been here and it was when I got here, I didn't realize I didn't realize honestly how far behind the U.S. was on a large scale as far as tire tech. Like it was like there was a lot more tires available here for a more cheaper price. In the States, when guys come here, the first thing they start hollering is like, Pirelli's this and blah 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 that and all these other brands. I'm like, bro, you can't. I'm like thinking in my mind because I'm a racer. Like, yeah, they're great. They're good tires. Like, no, we're not knocking it. I've never purchased them before, but I know what they do. But if I'm running like a series, like I can't run that tire, man. You know what I mean? Per every week, 8 sets of tires. That ain't feasible. That's not realistic. So like these guys they got most of the GTR guys. They're looking at, they're not racers, so they're not going to melt the tires. So they're looking at these tires for the next 5 years, rolling around on them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't in our mind. When we get tires,
that's out of the element.
Yeah, our tires are like, hey, we're gonna beat these motherfuckers up, swap them out, recycle them,
bro.
But we not. Yeah.
Falcons on and drove them so damn hard on one track.
Done.
Kind of like, yeah, they can kind of come off now.
Yeah,
you know,
just you recycle them to somebody else who lower level, or move them up to the front or whatever, man. But it's like we ain't running. In my mindset, it's like tires are just not it's not something I'm gonna. It's not my wife. I'm not gonna grow with it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna use that bitch, get them out. Yeah, it's a consumable. It's literally some people over tire cars a lot. Yeah,
and I want the wide tires because my rims are wide, and then it fits my body is wide and wide. But then it's like, but you don't do anything with that car.
Yep.
And if you were to do something with that car, you're gonna see how terribly that car works.
Yeah, because I try to push a dude. Here, I'm in Japan, so the Federals, the Yokohama, all Bridgestone stuff like that. Like, I mean, I run Federal because number one, I'm a dealer for them, and number two, I run all their tires, and I use them. I put every tire on that catalog on the ground. Burn them up, all that shit. So I know how each one of those. I know the RSR. I know who needs the RSR Pro. I know who needs the RSR. I know who needs the 595, which are different than the 595s 10 years ago. And then you got the, you got the ST1s, Evolutions, like each one of those. So I'm like, hey, what do you do? How hard do you drive? ST1s, cool. And then every time they get there, like, man, I get a message back 2 days later. Man, these tires are fucking awesome, man. I can stop. I can do this. The rain is good. I'm like, yeah. So if you would have mention something else, then like the RSR is not really good in the rain. It's a track tire. It ain't the shits goes sideways like this. There's no center channel, none of that shit. So you know what's gonna happen when you hit a puddle of water. You know what I'm saying? And then like the ST1 has a big ass thick groove in the middle, and then it has the slits on the slide that it's gonna displace water. And you got that big ass piece of rubber in the middle of the tire that has your contact patch in the event you need to, hydroplaners or shit like that. So people just don't like I think turbos, tires, and wheel sizes are three things that people fuck up really bad when it comes to our cars, man.
Yeah. Like there's a guy right now with an RX-7 that has everything bells and whistles done to it, but the car can't make over 110 horsepower. And he doesn't understand why. And there's a few other reasons why as well, but he has a 0.55 or 0.5 something hot side. Huh? Exactly. That car is gonna gas it's 3,500 RPMs.
A 0.5, that's SR20 is 0.6 something. That's stock.
Dude's other cars and SR, so go figure.
Yeah, he's got the game wrong.
My turbo is a small turbo for a rotary, and it's 0.3, which is tiny. It should be 0.87, 0.9 something. Right. And if you're looking for big end explosion, 1.02, 1.05. And that's why my car has a V8 like power and linearness, because my port isn't big and my turbo hot side isn't big. But this guy has an SR size turbo on a rotary, which is fucking he gave the car acid.
Motherfucker got like somebody choking it, trying to breathe and shit. Like, nah, man. For the people who like don't know what we're talking about, man. Like in a nutshell, you go do your own research. Garrett, I don't understand how anybody's dumb about turbos because Garrett pretty much gave you school for free. The 101 tab, you click on it, it goes through the whole inducer, exducer. It tells you the formula on how to do your shit. It has a calculator if you can't get it after you read it. But in a nutshell, if you're picking turbos and shit, overall, your ARs and all that stuff, if anything, 1 point anything is super big boy lag, you're going to get it territory. 0.8, your 0.8, your 0.7 to 0.78 to like your 0.89s or like your mid range, and anything below that, it's like a 0.62 point whatever. Those are stock turbo stuff. Yeah, that's stock turbo size shit. You're not upgrading, you're going backwards. So a lot of people, man, they just get on whatever their favorite YouTuber run, and you know, we seen it all the time, man. And like you gotta pick what's gonna work for you. Are you looking for peak performance? You're looking for mid range, you're looking for low end, you're looking for all that shit's gonna depend. So if you get all that stuff, all the injectors, all the fuel, E85, blah blah blah, and like you said, your boy, he has that little, you know, Betty Crocker on there and shit, man. It's like you ain't gonna go nowhere quick, man.
So much air after second half of the RPMs. That thing is too small. It's like the gears on the motorcycle. If my front sprocket is a 17, that's big. So let's say that's for everybody thinking, that's a 1.02, right? Then you drop down to a 16. That's going to be a 0.92. Then you drop to a 15. That's like a 0.82. If you go any smaller than that, you got to figure out something on the back end, because now acceleration is so much. Your gears, your RPMs have now jumped up 2,000-3,000 more RPMs at a regular cruising speed. And it's just like so much it gets to the power. And if it can't create any more power past that hit, you're choking it off. So with turbos running on exhaust pressure, which is something cool that I think they added in Gran Turismo, learning more about cars. So hopefully they get, and Adam LZ's in it. Did you see that?
What's that?
Adam LZ is in Gran Turismo.
No, where? Like what portion of it?
GT Cafe, talking about his car collection, talking about his idea with tuning. Who knows? We might see an LZ car or two in Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, LZ is getting to the fucking bag. So now he's a Gran Turismo affiliate, which is outrageous how this dude's star power is just going through the fucking roof. It's funny because anybody, and I did sidebar from what I was speaking on, but people that was hating on that man, he's putting himself in all of the places that you are going to see him at. And if you can't stand him, he's in your face.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, he's having his way. He's doing what he want to do.
Yeah,
bro.
He's in a point where a lot of people get, and you see the for example, Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of, sometimes it becomes like a overbearing, because it's like some people get a certain amount of money and they become philosophers, and we know people who we can name a handful of guys, and like, but you know, he's spitting facts, man. He's from Philly, blah blah blah, and it's real. You know, he's genuine and everything. But some people who get in that lane, they become like, because they know they paid, right? You know what I mean? They know they ain't got to worry about certain things, and you get a whole different vibe after that point. And it could be a cool vibe or one that you want to build everybody up, but what you're doing is you're just really bragging about yourself the whole goddamn time. So you know what I mean? He's in that lane where they're just, every move you make, man, if it ain't going up, is a waste of time, bro. So that's why, I mean, this is me man to man, and we already talked about this before. This is why when I reached out 2 years ago or something like that to try to get him on, like, I'm not pulling him up, you know what I'm saying? And we get into the whole clout thing or whatever. It's not really clout. That's not a thing right there. It's just, what is the benefit? The benefit of him getting involved with GT is a big benefit, because, you know,
huge.
While he is known, there's a lot of people who play GT who don't know who he is and will find out who he is, and bam, he got another million subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Off the rip.
And the position that they have him in on the game is in GT Cafe, where you sit and talk with, or not talk with, they sit and talk with you, and you hear about their experience as what the direction of their car culture experience has been like. So he's in there as a tuner, right? He has a pretty good car collection. He might give insight on his concept and theories of building cars. Those that watch his vlogs already know, but he's got good brand support and marketing. You're going to get some good info because he may not know everything, but he knows a good bit about a lot of the stuff that he's doing with his vehicles. And he's put in the wrench time. He still wrenches here and there. And it's not like you're not getting real experiences from this dude when he's speaking about stuff. So it's going to be really cool. I mean, we grew up in an era, we had an RJ De Vera. RJ De Vera was the Adam LZ of the 90s and early 2000s. RJ De Vera wanted to go into a different route. Probably nobody knows of RJ De Vera anymore, right? RJ De Vera may have fizzled out. We don't know. I didn't follow him. He's way before social media. By the time social media came, he was trying.
I got this little computer in my hand right here. Let me see if he's on the IG.
Had the Roja brand, RO_JA.
That
he was trying to do wheels. He was trying to get into auto fashion. He was in the hot import nights scene. He was trying to do some drag racing. I think he tried to do drifting. He tried to do all kinds of things, right? But you'd only see him in a magazine or you see him here or there. He was the dude in Fast and the Furious playing Gran Turismo in the Civic. You know what I'm saying? That was RJ De Vera.
Yeah, he's right here. Let me see. It's hard. So it's hard. One thing on here is hard to. It's RJ De Vera. It's RJ De Vera. I don't think this is the real guy, man.
Oh, social media, it might not be the real. But you know, this is what RJ De Vera probably could have been if RJ De Vera wasn't trying to be.
The link in the shit says Maguire's. Like, why the fuck would he have Maguire's.com? That's not him. That's not him.
Right, but RJ De Vera was Maguire's.
Oh, okay.
Dude, though, really? Way back in the day. Yeah.
Okay, that might be him because
back in like 2003 or so, he was on the Maguire's team.
Okay,
we'll say
because it's only got 19.2K followers.
Bruh, he's the old man.
Yeah, that's true.
Mixing.
No, that's him.
You know,
that's him. RJ De Vera.
Okay, yeah. So RJ De Vera, if he had have just been like LZ is doing what he wants to do, right? And he's gotten to film his own content for ages. De Vera never really did that.
Yes, I'm clicked on it. Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely RJ.
Yeah, he didn't. Opportunity, he probably could have. We had a different type of lifestyle back in the late 90s, early 2000s. We had that Greg Leone dude who was on MTV, I Want to Be a Street Racer, or I'm a Street Racer. The best MTV I Want to Be portion or segment that ever existed was just that street racing. But Greg Leone should have kept filming himself. He wanted to be, again, everybody wanted to be the hottest.
That's just crazy, dude. I just like my bad. Like,
you're looking to do that.
No, I'm here. That's definitely. I thought it was that's definitely RJ. Like, that's a fan ain't gonna go that deep. Well, I've seen some super fans, but no, that's him.
Yeah, but they're not gonna care. Nobody's gonna go check on RJ De Vera. I guarantee the 19,000 people that he's got following him are in their 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same like Greg Leone. He was the MTV dude. He was on MTV.
But that's what I'm saying is that's crazy. Like, shift RJ to now with the same drive. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy how. But hey, man, that's a life lesson right there, man. Like, you gotta. everybody got that little bit of which come, like, 15 years from now, the hype that LZ has behind him ain't gonna matter because he's done a work to put himself in a place where 15 years from now he could be no more videos, blah blah blah. He's set. He's good. You know what I mean?
He'll be a business because he's a brand.
Right.
See, like RJ De Vera could have been a brand, but then he started to do a business. So now RJ De Vera is behind Roja, which was, I don't know, because niggas is buying hella Blitz 03s. Ain't nobody buying no Roja wheels. So nobody give a fuck. Nobody even remember what those Roja wheels are, right? But De Vera kept trying to put itself behind something. Went to McGuire's, putting itself behind
instead of being the thing.
Instead of being him,
right.
Nigga, I'm RJ De Vera. What's shaking?
Right, because that's true. Because I didn't know until you mentioned it. That's why I put it together. I was like, this is some dude that works for McGuire's. And then you then it put it, and then I see the McGuire booth and everything. And
instead of being a boss,
right.
See, LZ's being a boss, right? I'm Adam LZ. I'm gonna do my thing regardless. Cause see, I have an actual education. And I'm not saying this like RJ.
You said it, man.
Do that.
You said it.
Because I don't want it to be. I don't want that to be out of context. What the context of what I'm speaking in is, LZ was going to do this until he went and got him an engineering job, paying him 6 figures. But this lifestyle became more lucrative, and his education let him understand, you know what? I can survive off of this, but I am going to complete school, because all of us that followed LZ when he was in school and going back and forth, taking his classes and his finals, we knew he was doing this thing in school, and he stayed all the way till he graduated, right? He had that to fall back on at any time. And in a engineer of what? He can engineer this, that, the third, whatever. He can go into designing and developing racetracks. Who knows what engineering he did? Business engineer, who knows, right? But the point is, he could go into his field at any time. This happened to set him up because he wasn't a drifter. Like to play with cars. He just started to do stuff that he wanted to do and was like, yo, this is fucking hot. And everything took off for him. What if RJ De Vera did that? What if Greg Leone did that?
Yeah, because
they wanted to be popular stars at hot important night events and be on a brand. Hey, sponsor me. Hey, do this, that. Now we don't really know you. Greg Leone was the breakout personality. He could have kept cameras filming him. We would have kept watching, because that true life, I want to be a street racer, we've watched that a million times because that was it. It was just that 28 minutes, 26 minutes. We wanted to know more about that life. Us that was already street racing, we were like, yeah, that's the shit. That's what we go do. So we want to show people that want to know what we out there doing after we leave from work. We go change our clothes. We go do something to our car, oil change, quick tune up, change the tune on the car. And then we go drive down to San Jose, us here in NorCal. Then we go drive down to San Jose, meet up off of Montague, set the races with everybody, flex on all the other crews or whatever. And then we go to the industrial areas, and then we go get those races done. That's a different element from what the SoCal dudes did. They do all their shit, but they did it in their areas. Then they head over to Compton to the street strip and they get it done, or they head over to wherever and they get their shit done. That's way different than what kids do now. They're all on Instagram. Hey, it's a car meeting. And they go to a car meet and go rev on each other for fucking 3 hours.
Yes, it's like, different, man. It's
we were hardcore. We were like, work all day, grind after work on the car, change it to the animal that it needs to be for tonight, go to the meet spot, set the races. No, nigga, you, me, send that shit. After you, I want you. And you've been talking shit since last week, nigga. Make sure your car ready, because after these two, it's you. You heard? So that's how it's going to be. Boom, boom, boom. These people set up the races. These people set up the races. Then we all drove. Not at 200 miles an hour. We literally all drove at like 60, 70 in a huge line of the coolest fucking cars y'all ever seen. Race cars. Cars were on trailers that were going early, would get unloaded. We even sent motorcycles to scout the spot before we got there. Like, we was 100% real. So then when this True Life I'm a Street Racer came out, was like, yo, that's our scene. And dude was out there with, as a personality. This is before Fast and Furious and everything. He could have took off, bro, but he didn't. I don't know why, because I didn't like follow him, but he could have did something. And so what YouTube has done for individual personalities like LZ, like whoever, right? Whoever we watch, Cletus, whoever we watch, they have the opportunity to do their own type of entertainment, and they do that with a phone or with
man,
a camera.
We need to talk to these old heads, man. That's all I'm thinking about the whole time you're talking. It's like, man, because it's one of those things where I don't want to like man, that's why I want to get back out there and doing it.
Oh, another can of worms.
Yeah,
right?
well, I'm talking about far as it's one of those things where like I was watching one thing I'm loving, man, is recently like all the motocross guys got their channels and they're all different setup. And one dude, who the fuck was it? I think it was it was the dude Twitch. The dude Twitch who does the the FMX shit and everything. Pretty dope channel, nice intro and everything. And they got this dude that helps him out set up the ramps. He was the dude, and I think he was joking, but he was real. He was like, man, I was the shit at one time, man. He said to him, and like, and it's just, I guess it become a thing. He keeps saying this shit. And the guy, he's like, yeah, he was really fucking, I looked him up. He's like, he was really fucking dope. You know what I mean? But it was a different time. And yeah, he didn't do whatever and blah, 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 and apply himself, whatever. So he kind of faded. And then like, with the, because I get on big in the motocross stuff now, they were saying like, bro, it sucks, but the only people that are going to be remembered are those 40 bikes or the dudes who won the championship. 10 years from now, they might remember the name, but they only going to remember the rivals and the champions and everything. And then like I'm reading right here on the
rivals, Jeff Emmings, and those kind of
so
it's like Carmichael, Jeremy McGrath were the dude got the championship. But Emmings and all those other guys are like, those were the guys that if Carmichael or them didn't get it, then they got it.
Right. Then like I'm reading on, and I've seen a bunch of, which it's kind of, it's one of those things, man, where humans are humans, dude. So if you see somebody else getting the shine, like, and you were doing big shit, so I'm about to click off his page because I look like a fucking a stalker now, but he got a picture of all his magazines that we was in, and then like it's kind of, he's calling back to let people know like, yeah, I did this, because they don't know about the magazine. So it was like throwback Thursday to a time when print magazines provided all the inspiration for our builds. Looking back, I feel so blessed to have been modding cars during the era and have the opportunity to get a few of these builds and covers, blah blah blah. So like pretty much you only post shit like that if you feel like people are like, oh yeah, I remember Roja, but what this Adam LZ dude though, or this Cletus guy though, or all these guys now that are honestly, they are, everybody has a camera. YouTube is not, they don't charge to upload anything, and it's like I did all this work, I did all this groundwork, and nobody knows who I am anymore other than us from that era.
Now, Trip, that'll eat you up inside if you get it. Yeah. Because, like, over my shoulder right here, you're looking at a Hot Import Night magazine spread. My car has been in there, right? I have and I'll say, man, fuck it. I'll say it 100% facts. I have the longest standing, running, powerful, cleanest RX-7 that's still active, right? Damn near legendary. Like when I put that video up that I hurt the motor, and JTP calling me like, what the fuck? We're on YouTube. Yeah. Why you ain't tell me? And he's like, no, this your baby. No, this need to be done right. Woo, woo. Man, no, dog. This is the last hotline car. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, damn, that's a fact. But when you go think of, motherfuckers will think of Hertz car before mine.
Yeah. And
But I don't feel a right.
that's nothing, you know, hurt. You're right, and that's not. And I know you're at the level where in a comfort where you're not like, man, fuck this. It's not because I know you probably met him before, whatever, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. But some people will be like, yeah, man, you know, what's up with that? You know, why is it? It's because it's a different. You know, what I mean, he's with a different group of people. Is a different group of individuals watching that, and you know, what I mean, it'll be just like the who's the guy that, you know, he go the Chin, the photographer guy, Larry Chin. Yeah, man. So it's like, you know what I mean, if he didn't link, he can take pictures. There's a lot of people that could take pictures, but it's the people that he's linked, is what he's capturing,
right,
and who he's around. Because you could be a dope ass photographer taking fucking Santa Claus pictures. Ain't nobody gonna fucking be like, okay, cool, Santa picture, like get the fuck out of here. So it's like he's capturing FD, he's capturing blah 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 blah, and then that link that
also,
right, go ahead. Yeah,
he outrageous, like that's like me, right? When I talk to people, they be like, yo, how the fuck do you know him? Oh, I know him because I've been around for so long, and I've been to so many events since 2002 and 2003. I may have bumped shoulders with these people before they were somebody, and then because I kept bumping, because California's a big place, but it's a small space. If you're in California, I might have met you. I might have seen you. I told you we were in Vegas, and I fucking bumped into Sami Amamiya. And it's like, oh, what the fuck? How I see this Japanese Godfather Rotary in Vegas?
Yeah,
like I just had to bump into people, and then I'd be like, oh, what's shaking? What's happening? And then it's a black dude with a fucking beard and a beanie. When you see the same black dude with a beard and a beanie, might be 10 years later down the line. Oh, that's the same nigga I met, you know, back in the day. So it's those are the things, and then I have the history because I know I've been watching since '97. I've been watching everything, this whole scene, this whole culture since 97. Probably before that, I'd say 95, 96, but I could say for sure when I was obsessed with it, it was right at the launch of Gran Turismo, me experiencing that, knowing, like Gran Turismo made me feel okay with not having a Mustang, not having an IROC Camaro, which was the cars.
Oh, yeah.
I had a Volkswagen Scirocco. I had a Honda Prelude. And I was kicking they asses in their Mustangs and shit in these slow cars. No, not light to light. But we get on the freeway, start gunning it, start punching it. You doing 120, this Prelude's right next to you doing 120, and it's pulling on you, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? But I knew on Gran Turismo, this car can do work in turns. And if I get it up to speed, it really starts running. And how did I experiment that? Because I took a stock Camaro and I took a stock Honda Prelude, and I was like, oh, off the punch, yeah, this does this speed, this does this acceleration. But once they're moving, they're kind of equal. And you'd be on the game looking, you'd be going down special stage 5 because it had the longest straightaway, and you're like looking at the speed, you get to this point, it's at 130 miles an hour, you get to this point, and the Prelude is at 132, you're like, ooh, this car is faster on the long run. Then when you go to real life and somebody ain't got the same balls that you do, that's where the legend starts growing. Oh, this nigga's fast in these goddamn Chinese cars. Right? You know, that's how hood talk, right?
Everything Chinese. Little foreign cars.
Or little what's we won't say the other word, but he be in them little cars mobbing. But that's so at that point, then I started getting all the magazines. What else can I do aside from intake, header, and exhaust? Because that's all I had. Right? I had intake, header, and exhaust. What else can I do? A clutch and flywheel. Oh, the flywheel is lighter, which makes the motor spin faster. I learned that on Gran Turismo. What can I afford as a kid? I can afford a clutch and flywheel situation. Let me go get that. Boom. Oh, man, now it's revving hella fast. Now I'm accelerating, doing this and that. It's spinning wheels first, second, and then the beginning of third. Well, now let me go get some tires so it won't spin, and it'll put the power to the ground. Right? Man, I started doing all that shit, like I said, in 97. So I've been watching everything, this culture, since 97. So when I see these people, if I go to hot import nights, like I used to go to hot import nights a lot, I'd run into those people. They'd be from all over the nation going to to buy for nice tours. So I'd be like, "What's up?" I ain't taking no autographs and no photos, but it's like, "What's up, dog? What's happening?" Boom, boom, boom. I like whatever they were working on at the moment. Cool, pulling them out. Then if I seen them again, then when I started getting into drifting and when I started getting into road racing, and then I'd see them, they'd be like, "Oh shit, what's up, dog? I do remember you." And then it just becomes a familiar face until it becomes a familiar face, which you know their name. Then it comes to, yo, that's my boy. I know him. I see him all over the place.
Right.
Then we get into 2010, and now I'm drifting, and I'm in LA all the time. I'm here, there, everywhere. They're like, "God damn you, what's up, boy?" I've been seeing, and this is 2010, so that's 12 years ago, right? 12 years ago, these fools have been like, "I've been seeing this fool all over the place since '03." You know what I mean? Then it's like, now you got history. So, like, if I go somewhere and fools be like, "I didn't know you knew him." Oh, yeah, nah, you wouldn't know.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah. Because there's no reason to, yeah.
Right. But yeah, I know him.
Yeah, man, it's just a thing. It's a thing right there with that, man. The whole thing with that joint is just now people gotta be like, and I found myself, I caught myself, and I'm like, oh, it don't matter who the fuck I know, because I was with some, it was not too long ago. I was some conversation, it's always some recent shit, having a conversation, and guys start name dropping. I'm like, yeah, I know this guy, I know this guy. I'm like, dude, yeah, I know. I've been here 15 years. I know a lot of people. And I cut it off right there because he started. He's like, I know Tommy too, and I know this guy too. And I'm like, dude, so you're trying to sell yourself to me because that's what he's trying to do. Basically, the dude wanted to I get this a bunch, man. Unfortunately, I'm not hiring. And he's like, hey man, I know you got a shop. I know you always post by yourself, man. But eventually, you're gonna need somebody. I was like, nah, I don't. Nah, I was like, so I shut that shit down right away. I was like, nah, I don't though. And then he was like, well, yeah, I'm buddies with Greg and I'm buddies with this, naming guys that are solid dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still,
I don't know you though. I don't like, you're. So I was like, nah, I'm not hiring right now, and blah blah blah. And he's like, all right, cool, man. But if you do, just let me know. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. I don't know. I'm good, dude. Because the fact that you got to bring up other dudes to sell yourself, man, is like is a character. Like, hey, man, I'm Lex. This is what the fuck I do. Take it or leave it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm Lex. I do this. And matter of fact, I'm not even going to do that. I'm not even going to tell you what I
do. Yeah.
So, yo, I'm Lex.
Yeah.
And
then go from there.
I'm going to let that in your mind, like, why is this black in the mix of this shit?
Yeah.
And then when they really, yo, wait, that's your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, this. Oh, so you drift? Yeah, I whoop. Then it's like, oh, okay, cool, but yeah, it's like that. That's exactly how it is. When I'm at F1, or not F1 at Indy. Indy comes to every once in a while. So when I'm at Indy and I'm displaying, and I got all these people that have hella money walking by. And when they walk by and they say, oh, yeah, I haven't been here to Northern California in a while, but I'm here for Indy and whatever. Shit, man, last time I was here, it was, I forgot the guy's name, a touring car, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, so-and-so? They'd be like, yeah, he's local to here. Woo. Yeah, he's the first person that took me out on track and explained to me oh, you do that? Yeah, that's my car right there. Oh, that's clean. That's cool. Yeah, I've had that. 90, 99, right? And I did this, that with it. Cool. Now I do this with this car. I do this with this car. Then it's like, oh shit. Now I'm intrigued about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. And now we're holding conversations. We're talking about racing. You're a racing fan. You're telling me about all this dope shit that I didn't even figure with racing, about these cars and this and that. But then when the cup cars are driving by, I'm like, oh, hey, watch this guy right here. He just set the fastest lap record for the GT3s in the series, yesterday. Oh, shit. Okay, I wasn't even tripping off of the Porsche GT3 Cup. Now I'm going to check that out because that sounds interesting. And it's just like, those are the mixes. But when you like, yo, I know so-and-so, I could have just like, oh, yo, I know so-and-so, he owns Griffin Motorwork over here. He's been taking photos with Formula One teams and Mimo Gidley and then I'll be like, so what, motherfucker? You know what I mean? Like, so what, dude? All right, I'll see you around, But it's really cool being in this scene, man. And like I said, it kind of I already liked cars. And I'll say from Rad Racer, right? I already liked playing with car games from Rad Racer
Yeah.
to hard driving to Sega GT, in the
Man, I was just
arcades
watching that shit, man. Just watching the other day.
to playing the Outrun
Ridge
games and
Racer.
Gran Turismo and Ridge Racer and all of these games. This is like elements of life. I got certain interest in cars. Well, I always had the cars, but it was just certain interest in these car games heightened the stuff. But once it got to Gran Turismo, it was like real cars, real mix. This is really what happens. Really go racing.
Right. And
then I said,
and with that, man, too, like is now we would look back on this like, damn, that shit look fucked. But I remember like playing. I remember playing the even like not too long ago before like GT4 came out. I loaded up the what's that, the emulators. I'm like, man, I can't, it didn't, GT2 didn't look too bad. I was playing the rally on there and a little terrible blow off in the Subaru and everything when you let off, like, and so back then we didn't have a point of reference of where we are right now. So now it does look like shit when you look back at the evolution. Like somebody did the video. It was GT1, Hachiroku. It was the same GT1, GT2, and like it looked like what it looked like is it looked like they used that function, the pixelation. Like it's like they took the same picture and just pixelated it and pixelated it, and pixelated it, until you got down to one. It was like blocks, and you could see the fucking pixels. Macroscopic pixels, and it's like, bro, technology. So back when we were playing GT1, that shit at the time looked dope as fuck because. It was like you said. It was before that. It was Outrun. Outrun was this. You're going like this. You're going in a straight line. You're just going.
Yeah. Is straight line, right? And dodge stuff.
And then before that, I know you for sure because I had an Atari. Which one? I had the Atari right before the SNES. Nintendo came out. I forgot it was like a six something or. It was brown. It was a black and brown one, and I had a skinny one. But I remember playing F1 on there, man. Like it's like so that shit to us, we've been through it, man. Like we're all. I think all the older gamers, man, we can stand on what we say because we've been through all of it. We didn't go back. We didn't go back as a 25-year-old and play. That shit. We were coherent and current. During that shit,
at the very start, we are at the very start of what the modern racing game was. Because before us, there were racing games, but it was a overhead view of a black screen with green lines and dots.
The Commodore,
and all you did was move the car left, right, each lane out of the way of obstacles, and you won. When we came around, we had the 2D bird's eye view or behind the car.
Right.
And it still was the move the lane, get out of the way, but the scenery actually turned
and kind of did like a little
and hang on and not go off the road and hit shit. And you went up and down and we got to see that progression from that. So we were there at the very first of this. Kazunori first developed a game before he developed Gran Turismo. Early 90s, early 90s, late 80s, and we were there for that. So we've been there for everything, and now we're very, very grown ass adults that are still gaming. We are that generation we're a selfish generation that we never stopped playing. Our focuses and our hobbies continued on. We made our life's work around that. That's what we fucking like to do. No, fuck you. This is what I'm doing. No, fuck you. This is what I'm doing. We made our life's work in our focus and our hobbies and in our favor, and we're still gaming. So when Kazunori makes a game like GT7, we can literally say, yo, I've been there since the beginning. You better have made a game that I like right now because I've been here for your whole career, dog. I've been here. I've bought every single one of them. Every one of them that may have or may not have sucked, I still have it. I bought it. So I need you to make the game that my 40-year-old plus ass 30-something-year-old plus ass, even 50-year-old dudes that are still gaming because they were still there from the point. We've been there.
Right.
Give us something
We
we want.
in a nutshell, like those million of buyers are coming. Those are repeat buyers, man. Like
Guaranteed.
I've purchased every except for one because that was bought for me because I wasn't working at the time. You know what I'm saying? So GT1 was the last GT that was purchased for me. GT2 and all that, everything from that point, I bought myself with my own money and shit. So the like you said, and then like so it was one of those things where they I was watching somebody review and it was like they put the rally music thing in there to kind of give like the person that has nothing, they just want to play it and eventually get on it and blah blah blah. They're not gonna buy the game based on that feature only. So I don't know why, because whoever buys the game gonna have a feature in it. So to me, that was like a kind of a cop out because he's saying they're trying to attract and bring in more newer players. The game, honestly, man, you're not gonna. Nobody's gonna. Oh, let me buy this. Like, nah, it's something that you've seen or something that somebody said to you is gonna make you as a new gamer want to buy GT. Right. You're not gonna just. You're not gonna be like, oh man, it looks good because now somebody's Charlemagne. I just watched a thing the other day. The reason why Blockbuster wasn't cool because it was back in the 90s and we had less responsibilities and all that shit. It was cool because you can go in that store and you can pick off the shelf what it was. Now we got more shit than that, but I don't know about you, man, but I canceled Hulu last week. I canceled Disney last week. I canceled some shit that we weren't using because it was money coming out my account. My phone was like, you just paid $10.99 to Disney. I'm like, I ain't cancel that shit because
those big. I have those. That's those parasitic bills.
Yeah, and that shit that is add the fuck up.
And $20, and you look.
You look at like, oh, that ain't nothing. Yeah,
that shit.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Yeah, and I did that shit for 6 months, man.
Yeah, I've been doing that shit for the past 5-6 years. Yeah, I don't even recall thinking about my Hulu or my Netflix, but they've been taking that shit out my ass.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Hulu back because it got the Wu Saga show in there, but I had a bundle, and then they fuck you because I had the ESPN Plus Hulu Disney bundle, but I try to watch like Dexter, and I had to fucking end up. What the fuck I had to do? I had to get, man. Actually, no, I didn't get it because I just downloaded that shit. But it's like, fuck this, man. But they were saying because I got the bundle, I couldn't watch. I think it was HBO or Stars or whatever the fuck. Showtime. I couldn't watch Showtime via Hulu because I had Hulu in a bundle. So if I bought Hulu straight up, then I can. I'm like, man, come the fuck on, man. So like so in a nutshell, they making the cable shit where everybody think they're saving money. They're not. But getting off the beat on that, what I'm saying is the fuck was I saying, man? I forgot what I was goddamn saying. But the point I was trying to make was something along the lines of like they're gonna buy whatever the fuck they want to buy. They're people, so they gotta kind of hopefully, and we'll see. I'll see tomorrow. They didn't be like, well, we only give a fuck about the new people because y'all old motherfuckers gonna die in a couple of years, and these new people is what's gonna be buying it in the future. Kazunori, I mean, he's old too, so I don't know how long. I don't know. I don't see him being. I don't. Japanese don't do that, by the way. Japanese run that shit until they croak. They don't be like,
well, that's. And unfortunately, people are getting old. Yeah. We're dying now, right? It's so much more apparent now when you pop your phone on, somebody's dead. You see somebody. So, that's going to be the thing. How the production rate? How many more is he going to put out? GT8?
Yeah, because he ain't getting younger, and it's like I never seen him talk about a son, and it's like, what do you? That something like that is going to end with him. That's the way I see it, and then it'll be like maybe somebody because people don't understand PD is if I'm correct, PD is not like they're like a subordinate within Sony. They're not, I mean, they do their own thing, right? But they're known for Gran Turismo. They're not out here making fighting games. They're not Konami. No. They're not so for example, if I'm correct, like Konami, Konami is like, for example, is one of the makers of various different, like they're a company and they're a self-production company, but they're not right. They're not the gaming system. Mm-mm. They're not like the SNK or the, their production thing. Turn 10, your Rockstar or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? They're the production, but it's weird. The gaming system is a gaming system, but it's nothing without the production companies. So PD does have a good amount of backing and blah blah blah. But after he, unfortunately, man, everybody has a time. After Kazunori passes on, man, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, because then you're gonna have the hipsters saying, if they make a GT, this ain't how it used to be.
Yeah.
Remember when? But you motherfuckers hated. It was always complaining sounds and all this other shit for so fucking long. Like I don't. It's not like I can't wait for you motherfuckers to expose yourself, but things are gonna happen, and then like I've been openly saying like, I've been on Assetto Corsa more than Gran Turismo lately because Gran Turismo kind of just came to a halt. Yeah, cars would still come out in partnership and development with Polyphony Digital. Yeah, new series, whatever. Who cares? Not enough for me to be interested in continuing to play sport.
Right.
I've been on Corsa more.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I ain't playing a year until last night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When I do sit down to play and I really think about it, I'd be like, because of my allegiance, because of my loyalty, I want to play Gran Turismo. But when I'm like, nah, I'm going to play Assetto Corsa.
Yeah. And
I play Assetto Corsa. And then other than that, I just really go to the racetrack. So, like, okay, I'm going to slow down and go back to playing games because this is going to be cool. New life in the system, new blood through the veins. I got a whole nother system. It's the new excitement.
Yeah, I mean, what you got is like what you got the whole thing for is coming out in 24 hours.
Exactly. Right, yeah. I did not touch a PS5 until they gave a hard, solid date.
Right.
I've had G pre-ordered. My wife went and pre-ordered it for me a long time ago. And all of a sudden, I have the PS5, but I played it once, twice. There's nothing that I wanted to use it for except for Gran Turismo.
Knowledge low.
It's finally here. So it's like, this is going to be really cool. I have all the excitement except for waiting outside for the game. That don't happen no more. But goddamn for sure, I am about to drive a cool ass race car over there to go pick it up because I got the physical copy.
Oh, you gotta go pick it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up, and that's just for the nostalgia of it too.
You got to YouTube that shit, dude.
I could have somebody fucking deliver this shit to me, right? But just for the nostalgia, just in case there's a kid there or a teenager there going to pick it up themselves, and this cool ass old dude pulls up in a fucking race car to go pick up.
And you gonna record it? You gonna have the camera in the car?
Yeah, because it's like, and it's just for that one kid that may be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like when you were a 17, 18-year-old going to a video game store to get your game. If you saw an older adult that you knew was an older adult pull up in a cool ass car and he comes into the game spot to get the same video game you're getting, that's cool as fuck. Hey, yo, maybe he'll talk. Maybe he'll, you know what I'm saying? Right. So there may or may not be a kid there, but it's just, for me, when I went and bought Ride 4, I took my blue R1 up there and picked it up.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, I got and whatever the game is, I'm going in the what's synonymous, the vehicle for that. If I had a goddamn plane, I would have flew a plane over to the parking lot to pick up Ace Combat. It's like, that's the kind of shit I'm into doing just for the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, because that's what we came. That's what we. I didn't drive to. I didn't drive to the first Fast and Furious, but the second one I did. The first one, I didn't. I was in between. I had the Celica and some other shit, and I didn't have S13 yet. So I didn't drive to that. So I didn't. But I was there when everybody else who did have a car, and that's how I met my group of people, man. And like, of course, right after that, what everybody do? Go out there and fucking tear up the road and
lined
shit, man.
up, boy.
Yeah.
We came into the parking lot. All of the car crews, it was so tight. That was the most legendary car culture night. We all had our tickets. Everybody bought the 11 o'clock or the 11:30 show, or it was 11.
Damn, y'all late mobbing.
Well, yeah, because everybody got school. We had some of us worked, and then we got off. All the word got around town. All the car crews was going from 11 to the 12:15
before
show.
smartphones.
So it was word of mouth. So it was 11, 11:30, and 12:15 was the last three shows. So we came in there at 11:30, but the between show. So there are still cars there from the 11 show, right? All of their crew is parked over here. All of this, the whole parking lot, dog, was full of car crews, banners, clean cars coming in.
Is a car meet.
So yeah, but we all went in.
Yeah,
we're watching this movie, and it was crazy because throughout the movie there was no there was nothing. The theater was silent, right? Because you could tell everybody was car guys. We were all picking the movie apart, but we all really enjoyed the movie. Silent, everybody enjoyed the movie. As soon as those fucking credits hit, people stood up. It was back at the time everybody had those Vipers. Remote. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, when we walked out the door, cars were out. It was like, oh, it's going down.
Yeah.
And it was just, we all, San Jose. So we all went, mobbed down to San Jose, set the races up, and it was an epic night of races. I think that was the first night I stayed out till 5 a.m. racing.
And then
like the sun was.
Like I said, I didn't want to drive, but shortly after that, man, then I know Cali did the same shit too, because they were fucking like, Fast and Furious came out, those lame ass news. Well, this is the epidemic now, and this, and then like, bro, come the fuck. I mean, it was happening, but it's like they were just like waiting for that to come out, and then they had images of dudes going. It was one spot in Baltimore called Northern Parkway. We call it the Parkway, and everybody it's a long fucking strip, and there's a Wendy's and a Wichita right there. So the Wendy's was the reason why we was right there is because if you're hanging out and buying something, then you're cool. So everybody were like, but they were getting mad business. So the fucking manager didn't give a fuck. He was like, yeah, please come, because they were making money. Because everybody was buying the fucking French fries and shake. The fries and the shaking. Yeah.
Burgers. So you might go in there onesie twosie, but they getting constant money all night.
So that's what we did.
That's how it was the same way it was out here.
Yeah.
But after that, the shit came on the news. Maybe somebody did some wild shit.
It was definitely a fake. We had a couple of fatalities, and after that, it kind of
and it happened. That popped up on the news, and then that referenced the movie, and then that next weekend, cops were out a lot, and then that's when we started to run from the cops a lot now, because now.
Oh man, I want to
we'd be down on strip.
Definitely. I mean, ain't no license plate numbers. So
be down in the industrial park, getting the races done, and maybe way up on the main road, a cop would drive by, right? He might see some lights or two, but he wouldn't turn down the street. Now, after the movie, now they coming down the street. You saw cops go by, the people, the watch outs that were out by the main road,
right?
They're sitting back in the parking lot with the lights off or whatever on either side, watching traffic this way, They hitting back on the walkie-talkies. Yo, cop coming around. Then everybody get in, start the car. So by the time the cop came back to come down the road, we're all coming past him. 100, 200, 300 cars. This is like, oh shit, we got the car day out. So after that, then it started to get. We had a short span of, I'd say we had 2 years of uninterrupted racing. After the movie, then it was just like busts were happening.
The shit with that too, man. With that, like, the cops, like a lot of times, most of the cops in Baltimore were actually bike and car guys. they were like, dude, I like this shit too, but if y'all gonna be here, you can't be doing burnouts and shit like that. And I was one of the young motherfuckers who, like, when I got my 240, trying to do a burnout, not knowing there was two reasons why they were looking at me with disgust, because it was a one wheel pillar, and I seen somebody do a cool ass TikTok the other day about that. One wheel like pilling out and shit. Then the yeah. Bro, that shit. And that other wheel looking at the other wheel. Dude, I was dying laughing at that shit, and the other wheel looking side out like, motherfucker, what's going on? Like you got that one wheel pill over there, and the plus I was making fucking noise and I was fucking up the spot. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing anything cool. And with that, man, like, you know, outside, this was our setup, man. We had there was a light, a big intersection, and like the run up where the Wendy's was like about a quarter mile. So when you race, you will finish in front of everybody, and after that, you slow down and turn around. So it was like this was like the perfect fucking, like, what was it, more of like a half mile, but pretty much what we call it, we raced up into the Wendy's, and pretty much whoever passed the Wendy's first wins. It was about that length to get up in about third, fourth gear, and everybody's right there. So whoever passed that thing, they were the winner. And after that, it curved around, and you can't see no more. So, you know what I mean? Plus, after that point, you want to slow the fuck down anyway. Start turning around.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So that was the spot, man. And I talked to somebody today. He's like, yeah, that's just, it's just like nobody. It's like that whole thing is not a thing anymore. Like nobody goes there on Friday nights. It's just a regular ass hangout. So it's just like, you know, tumbleweeds and shit foot rolling around, and it's just wild, man. The spots and the shit we did coming up is just no longer, or the regulations has popped up and it's just like it ain't worth it, or we just grew up. We all.
I remember the first night. So we knew about GTRs and Integra Type Rs from Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
I remember this thing called SVP, Speed Velocity Performance. Originally what their name was called. It changed into something.
I gotta load this shit up, dude.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. That's the only, I said the other day, man. I've seen a lot of TikToks, man, and they like kind of like a little smirk. That was the shit right there, man.
That had me actually physically laugh. Yeah, this is crazy if you could put it up on the thing. But I remember SVP came through. They always had GSRs, but when they came through with a gang of Type Rs, we were like, oh my fucking God, they got Type Rs, dog. But we knew what those Type Rs were because of Gran Turismo.
Right.
And they're just some little punk ass Honda Integras.
Yeah, you go right there.
Oh my God. Burnout. Yeah. This is what we were with the one. You gotta put the audio on. This is hilarious. Dog, this made me laugh. And I don't mess with TikTok, so I have no clue how they're doing all this.
Well, it's just like you said, is that they use that TikToks, you know, they when it first came out, everybody was doing that stuff, and it was just like kind of like everybody was doing the face thing, like it was real, like no, they were recognizing you putting your face in a database. Now, you know what I mean, I didn't do none of that stuff, and it's so that whoever that thing is, it just is the apps are cool, like you just record your face and it cuts out like the So I've seen a lot of TikToks, man. That was the first one that's the first TikTok that ever had me like playing that shit back, and I was just like dying because like that shit is all relatable, because like you got that one wheel, like what the fuck's going on? That dude, the other wheel's going crazy and shit. Like,
what's the audio sound like a bar fight?
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? He's like stomp on the gas. He got the little cowboy boots on. Radio's like fuck. Coolant shit's like fuck. The coolant tank is like, man, what the fuck's going on, man? Everything's getting hot. Man. Yeah, man.
Oh my God,
that shit's cool.
But yeah, I can't wait. I got another day to wait, but It's cool. It's
Yeah.
I'm doing shit on GT Sport, just getting myself back familiar.
Yeah.
Um, Even though it doesn't matter because it's a whole nother physics. But yeah, I'm just getting in the mix. I can't wait. This is gonna be a good time. They got RX-8s in there. You
Mm.
can wide body them. You can put a little bit of aero on it, and I'm fucking driving on the tracks I really
You
drive
can
on.
pre. I mean,
So,
you can pretty like it's cool for like your car. Like you can do your car down to a T.
oh, you're gonna see side by side real Laguna Seca with the game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that's what I'm gonna have a blast doing, man. So hopefully, I just really hope we get Sonoma Raceway back. I would love to get Sonoma. We haven't had Sonoma since GT4.
Mm.
Was it on GT5? I know it was GT4 though.
I don't
So,
remember it at all.
oh really? Yeah, we had Sonoma Raceway on GT4.
Trying to think, man. It was GT4. What the fuck was that? GT4 is like I try to. Like, GT4 was what year? What year was GT4, man?
GT4 is 03?
I think
Oh
this.
three. Yeah.
No three.
Damn. Than that.
Let me see, man. GT4 release date. Because
I think 02.
I think because GT4. I mean, GT4. I mean, I remember there's the first time I had nitrous and they had the drag thing on there. Drag is back, which is cool. GT4 release date. It was that's wrong, man. What the fuck you think? No, I'm not, motherfucker. How much does a GT4 RS cost? Man, I'm not asking for that. I don't got that. It's just like GT4. When did it come out? December 2804.
Okay, yeah. See, I was thinking 03. Yeah.
So 04.
So okay.
Yeah, so 04. Yeah. The reason why I don't remember this because I was knee deep in banging chicks in college. That's why. Yeah, yeah, 04, and then I was getting on the football team, and so I was playing in the dorms for sure because I remember I had the GT. No, actually no, I got it late because I was in college and I didn't have no fucking money, and I did buy it, but I had to do side jobs and everything. So I was playing. I was on GT3 A spec for a while because I was doing I had the back before I had a PCI capture card, old school joints. You know what I mean? I had one of those. So I was doing GT3 videos in the dorms. I remember for sure. And I got GT4 a little late. But at that time, man, for me, GT4, I think was the one I picked the least amount of time in because, again, I was a second year of college. And I was trying to get on the football team. I had a bunch of shit going on, man, during that time frame and trying to get my 240 and all that stuff. And I just wasn't putting in a lot of time. So GT4, I spent the least amount of time I think of all the titles on. I mean, well, no. I would say GT Sport. I spent the least amount of time comparatively than all the other titles and everything. And then the whole HD and I got the HD joint, but I know there was some concept ones I didn't get. I didn't get all of those because I know they had a bunch of them leading up to GT5, like a bunch of HD and all this other shit.
HD, yeah. Man, dude, yeah, GT4 and Gran Turismo PSP was the only Sonoma Raceway.
Yeah, I never played that. I never played the PSP version, so the
PSP
yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't really anything. You just had a couple of missions. Other than that, it was just time attack and car collection.
So it was more the PSP was like a port of GT3 or GT4?
A GT4.
Yeah.
That's a good question. It was GT4 because it came out after GT4, but you were physically playing GT3 though.
Right.
It was GT4 cars and shit, but the physics were GT3.
Right. That's what I was saying. They had to step back because at that point that was PlayStation 2. And the and all that stuff like that. And then like, man, you said Sonoma, man. One thing they fucking need to bring back is I was like, all right, everybody's like, all right, so what's up with Autumn Ring Mini in Seattle? Like that.
My God.
It's like, man, man, they need to hit us back up with one of the two of those, man, because Seattle was a whole experience, man. Like Seattle was when I first started getting good at like braking and shit. Because if you go up that fucking hill too quick, hard. You do that jump.
And
you jump right into that guy.
yeah. Properly at jumping.
Yeah.
Like not on the brakes and the car going off.
Because talking about that jump where you jump right into that L corner. Yeah. Yep.
Right turn.
Like, yep.
Yeah. I like to go up that shit and hit it and go straight from the left side of the track because it was a right hand turn.
Hard right.
If you hit that corner right, like before it jumped,
like motocross shit,
car would jump the corner and land on that. Dog, they need to bring those tracks back. That's my brother's favorite track. So every time I played 2 players with him, we always went there. And he had the Home Improvement, Home Depot, Saline Mustang, the SN95 GTN or whatever class car. God damn, that thing was fast, dude. And he used to use that, and I would use IS 300 touring car, or I'd use the Castrol Supra because he would use that thing, and it was fast as shit, man. And we used to battle on Seattle. That was like the most fun we can. It was hours and hours, just kept running that track all the time. But yeah, that we need to bring that back. Autumn Ring Mini for sure for the drifting.
It's a little one of my videos, man. I gotta show the new cats, man. The see, I got the joint right here, man. But the man, the is the reason why for me, the reason why it was like such a big deal was, I think I said it before already, was Seattle was the first track I ever used a wheel on. My very first time.
Oh
yeah. That was my first time using the wheel on the ever, and it has for me, man. Other than before I even got the wheel, that's why I went to Seattle because I knew it. I played it so much because Seattle, I used to fuck up a lot, man. So because it was like if you messed up that one, then you come to that downhill section. That's where I used to always crash there, man. And I was like, dude, I got to brake. I got to slow down, get hard to the left, and then cut the apex to the right. And I would always crash right there until I figured out, because I didn't have nobody around me that played. And I was like, man, why the fuck I keep crashing? I was like, I just got to slow down, man. Shit got the
right, yeah, you go damn fast headed to the bottom of that hill.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think I got any of the because I didn't start. Where the fuck's that? Well, I'll bring it up next time we on because this is just showing like Gran Turismo 6 and Gran Turismo. Yeah, I don't think I put the this is going 7 years ago.
Yeah, right.
No, this is way longer than 7 years ago. Damn,
was it?
Yeah, I didn't know I had this many videos on. Yeah, so because I started this channel because I didn't want to put gaming stuff on my other channel. So that was 8 years ago. The first video was at GTA 5. That's crazy. 8 years ago, GTA 5. I'm running around the airport trying to steal a jet. 8 years ago, and people are still rocking that game today.
Yeah, they got the most money out of everybody.
Did they, man? They got. Like I said, they got 2 of mine. They got three. PC, PS3, and PS4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I got the videos on my other hard drive down there, sitting in the box, which I need to save that shit because I got some dope stuff on there, man. But the man, it was it was crazy, man. This stuff is getting there, man. I'm gonna get out of here, man, because I gotta. It's like 1, 2 here, and I know it's getting late there. And everything. I gotta set up the TV, waiting for my package to come in, and I gotta sort some stuff and everything. But the man, definitely, man. Like I said, it's crazy. We've been talking about it for a little bit, but now we're less than a day away from it.
Here. And
definitely, man. Once we get on there and link it up and everything, definitely chop it up and see how it is. Because like I said, I just want it's one of those things, man, where like I'm pretty sure I'm doing it. I'm blocking all. I'm not taking no phone calls. I'm not fucking I'm not doing no emails. Like I want, because shit, man, I could do what I want, but at the same time, man, I've been away long enough, man, as far as like, not gaming and doing stuff. So it's pretty much all tomorrow, man. I'm going to dedicate that to, I got stuff to do. But I'll put a solid 3 hours into it before I had to get off and do some other shit. but that's still more than I've been able to put into anything, and I still got stuff to do. But my goal tomorrow is just to get the license and what is it? Fucking get whatever I got to get to the point where I can go online multiplayer. You know what I mean? Because that's where we're gonna link up and everything.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna be on it too, man. I'm gonna be on that shit Friday to fucking until I go to work. So that should be cool, man.
Yeah.
We'll be on it.
Yeah, man. That shit's cool, man. Because like, you know, it's you got two fully grown dudes, man, talking about, you know, waiting for a game to drop, like, you know, and it's like, it's that shit where, you know what I mean, so many people out there, man, they all rap. I mean, we all got shit to do. We all got responsibilities, stuff to pay, blah, 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 you know, whatever. And that's going to be there after we sign off. And obviously, you know, obviously in perspective, man, if you ain't taking care of your shit and you got some precious shit you got to take care of, then you got to take care of that. But I've worked, I mean,
that's the reason why we can do this, because we
put in that time. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I
fuck everything.
Yeah. I smashed everything I had to do together, like the pressing stuff together, like last week and this week. Customer picked up that car the other day. I cleared my shit out. So if I would have been like lagging and whatever, it's like I can't take tomorrow because I got to finish this car. So everybody else, like I'm not calling them yet. You know what I mean? So once I get to where I want to do, all right, you can bring your car and shit. So nobody shits here waiting on service. Everything is done. You know what I'm saying? So everything is done. I'm just waiting on parts. Can't do that, so hey, I'm gonna get on this game and do it up. But I don't want to feel like I'm justifying what the fuck I'm gonna do in my free time, because in my time,
doing what the fuck we want to do.
Yeah, man. So hey, man, that's what we gotta work towards and do that. And you know, I said the other day jokingly to somebody, I was like, man, you know, I want to have so much cash in the bank that I could just sit home for a week and watch 80s movies. That's like some weird ass thought I got, right? But it's like, nah, it's like, I'll have cash in the bank and I'll still find some shit to do, because that's just how we are, man. That's just, you know what I mean? It's you're either a homebody or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be inside the house like, oh, I wonder what's going on. I'm going outside, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. I be getting up, man. I get up top of the morning, it'd be 29 fucking degrees. I'd be out sitting on my patio eating a cold ass bowl of frosted flakes, because it's just like,
doing it for,
I don't want to just
and you're doing it for the ones who can't, man, because there's so many people who ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people who are here, but they got like their vegetable state, or they don't lost both their legs and the arm in the war, and they just wish they could walk. They wish they could do this. They would like, man, I gotta take advantage of that gift of life and ability to do shit and be able to get on these dirt bikes. And maybe, you know, I was thinking about some weird shit, right? I'm like, you know what I just done did? I just done added another fucking way to get taken out, man, by jumping on these bikes. But it's like, hey, man, I can also go on a trip to Eiffel Tower and the fucking Eiffel Tower falls on me.
Fall off that much.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I'm gonna ride this motherfucking YZ125 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't live like that, man, because you'll never fucking do shit, and you'll never fucking, you know, by riding these bikes, like you said, man, I done met people. I done expanded relationships that I already had with people because they didn't know I was even interested in it. And they're like, oh, fuck, you got 10 bikes in a year? Like, yeah, man, let's go to this track. Let's talk about this business now, because now you're in some shit I really do. Cars I did, but bikes shit I really do. So I've been the last year, man, I've been expanding relationships with dudes that were already cool with me. My track owner, we've been cool for years in the name of cars, but he didn't know I was interested in bikes. I'm a factory rider for Suzuki. I'm way interested in bikes. You know what I mean? Like, so I get to meet all the people he know, and you know what I mean? We don't know what's going to happen from there, but I'm taking a ride, as they would say, man.
Yes, sir. That's exactly it, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
all I do with it. I like to have fun on these fucking Yamahas, and I think one of the coolest track days I'm probably gonna go to is in around August. Yamaha is hosting a Yamaha R World track day at Sonoma.
Can't wait to see that footage, man. I already know it.
Oh, Yamahas. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have that trailer lined with my shit. My pits is gonna be crazy. You hear me?
Yeah.
They're gonna be looking like, yo, what the fuck is going on with this guy? He's got Zumas. I'm getting the Zuma redone right now. This guy got Zumas. He got FZRs. He got all the R1s. He got R6s.
So
Like, what's...
you can fit all on your trailer? You can fit all of them on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I set them side by side, I can fit 7. I can fit 7 in there, and yeah, and I've got it'll be Zuma, FZR, R6, R1, R1, R1.
God damn.
Yeah, and that's all I'll take because I got the other one, but that's all I'll take. Those are the physical rideable bikes,
right?
That I.
Oh, so there's more.
Like I wouldn't feel bad going on the track. Like, you go on a track with something and be like, this motherfucker gonna fall over at any minute.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It wasn't running too good the last time I rode it. Nah, these are, let's go. Let me fire them off. And I may not even touch them, but my pits is gonna look like a Yamaha catalog. So yeah, then who knows? They might be like, yo, who are you and what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm just an old dude.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's the dope shit, man. That's why, I've been, with me, man, I've been so wrapped up because I have to be. I mean, it's not like I'm doing it because I don't want to. It's number one, I have to because that's how my family eats. You know what I mean? So that's the have to portion of it. You know what I mean? Got to do that to fulfill my obligation that supposed to do. But the other part is I do it because I want to as well. So it's not like I'm away, but and in the name of doing all that and taking care of what I gotta do, that's why I say this. And I mean, I hate to fuck keep bringing up this COVID bullshit, but COVID really did fuck my plans, man, for a lot of shit, man. Like, look, for me, legitimately, a lot of people out there bullshitting and excuse, I was gonna do like, nah, bitch, I really was gonna go over, survey the field. I was gonna come over there and do some pro-am shit. 2020 I wanted to come over there and like reacclimate myself to the States, go around to some tracks, do some oval events because I'd never been on the oval. And then 21 was supposed to be me coming over to do some other program shit. And then 22 possibly some, that was my plan. But, I legitimately had plans for 2020 before the shit rolled around. So everybody else that's bullshitting like, yeah, I was going to do this. Like, no, you wasn't. Because once this shit falls off, you're going to go right back to the same vegetative state of not doing shit, and you just want to do it because you're being told you can't right now. So that's where everybody's tripping on right now because you can't easily do things, or you can't go these places or whatever. So with that, man, like I got a lot of stuff that I want to get done and do, and I got to get back out there and get to the other parts of Japan that I haven't been to and race. I've been there, but I haven't raced, and take my cars and meet different people because up here I know everybody in this area that I need to know. You know what I'm saying? I don't, everybody else, they don't, they got issues with gaijins or whatever, blah, 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 but it's a whole different part of Japan that I ain't tapped into yet, and that's a whole different demographic of motherfuckers to buy shit.
Right.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is, keeping it real, man. I'm looking for customers, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes. And then and also have fun too. I go out there. It's not I'm going out there. I'm going to rip it up. I take 2 cars down there. One breaks. All right, cool. Take that on the trailer. Other one looks cool. You know what I mean? So I got two chances of fun. One of them definitely going to work, get me through the day, and do all that stuff, man. So what you got coming up though, other than any meets and stuff coming up?
No. I've got some more parts for the R3. Let me get Jalen back out there. I don't think I have anything coming up with this bike. Aside from I'm gonna go try to, I want to do more body position training, so that'll be between 3 and that. And then other than that, white car is getting refreshed. After that, convertible's getting refreshed. Convertible got to get painted. And then it's all about getting Jalen up to speed for tandem practice for the summer. And then I'm only focused on 2 events this year for drifting. I'm going to do a lot of other, like tonight is the first opening night for Sonoma Drift, but we're chilling here. I'm not going to that. But I'm gonna obviously go to my regular drift events, but there's only 2 events that I'm looking forward to, and one is at the very end of the year where I plan to run Dory with Jalen. So I'm gonna let him do Tanso all year, and then we'll get to Tandem battle, Suisu action uh, in November, because Super D Matsuri is going to be at Apple Valley, and I want to either have a great showing, or either way, it's going to be me and Jalen, or I'm gonna put tons of door marks on the convertible, which I'm gonna have to fix, but it'll be,
it's like beating up your own shit, man.
Yeah, so that's what the thrash racing seat right there. That's for Jalen. He's gonna have his full thrash interior. We got to hang out, see Fukuda's USA machine.
Yeah, I seen Julian post the yellow joint.
Yeah.
So what is he? What is he? I know of him, man. What is he? What series is he driving in?
Who, Fukuda?
Yeah.
Or Julian?
Fukuda,
he's just doing just regular fun events.
Okay.
When he gets, so they've got events lined up. There's going to be Thrasher event or Thrash seat. Thrash racing. Set up an event for him and a couple things. So he's just going to come. He's going to do work. He's going to jam, and he's going to drive the car. So yeah, we got to hang out and chill. We got Jalen. Jalen and Nicole hanging out. I mean, it's cool. It's funny as, like I tell Jalen, what?
This motherfucker. Okay.
What?
Oh man, he's driving his speedboat. He's driving.
Oh, I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, motherfucker. Dude, holy shit, he's driving the boat and like chilling, and then like off the boat into the rocks.
God,
that thing is all fucked up. Hey, but he's still, the funny part about that whole video is he still got the fucking stern in his hand. Like, nah, dude, we're done. We're out the water.
He's steering that thing on rocks. Yeah.
My bad. That was from we were watching the other video, and it came right after that. God damn, that shit sound like a fucking box of Timberlands in the dryer.
Oh man. Yeah, that motherfucking thing is done. Yeah. Imagine them trying to drag that back in the water and go get back to where they're going.
My bad, guys. I'm doing a live. So the guys who watch it the first time, I'm playing with the settings a lot more, because what I used to do is all the shit we talking about, I used to mix that shit into the after it. And that, imagine like the edit, I gotta load the videos. So now I'm utilizing this software where I can do it live. So we're gonna I'm gonna get better with it, so I don't fuck up the WitchCon. But yeah, we live, man. We ain't doing like no. This why it's cool.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people like it, because there we go. So this is when that's the Fukuda's. So when was this picture?
This was this weekend, past weekend. So we went there, Dyno Day, chill with all the homies. That's our local powder coater. We supporting him. He's got a dyno as well now.
Yeah.
He does engine building. So we were just all kicking it there. It was a pretty cool thing. Animal Style guys is there. Heatmaker had the setup. The same guys. It's if you knew who everybody was, you'd be like, damn, this is all the same things.
Right.
But yeah, so basically all the homies, and I support the homies, so we bought some Heatmaker gear or whatever for Jalen and Nicole. And we got to check out the USA machine. It's pretty tight. Still right-hand drive, but D Magic did delivery. Julian of Animal Style painted it, and Thrash Racing put the car together. So it's a nice community effort. It was a cool little community event. We were just chilling. We got to hang. So I just randomly do that.
That's what I mean. Shit like that, man. That's it's one of those things, man, where it's for me, for a business thing, man. I'm trying to attract a certain kind of people, man. For me, is just you just gotta do more stuff as far as putting yourself out there so people can see that your shit's reliable, so they'll come to you for the work. So that's what I've been focused on, man. But like, it's so many of these funny events like that, like something like that, where I just pass up on, like, nah, I got shit to do, man. And like, you never know who you're gonna link with and everything, man. So for guys there who are grinding and where your results and everything for your thing, but it depends on driving and the final results, man. Like, you still gotta kind of go out there and do the meets and everything, man. Because again, man, you don't know who you're running to out there, and blah 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 and stuff like that, man. So shit like that.
Would like to see you,
yeah,
because I was just telling Julian and him, we were chilling there, and I was just like, yeah, I kind of did the social media thing wrong, because I was being very old school.
Right.
Like, if I would have done more engaging things on social media, gone to more meets, because people that want to see me, they rarely get to see me. They only get to see me at drift events. And when I'm at drift events, I may or may not be mingling. I might be over here doing something with somebody else. My car and everything is there at the pits, but I'm gone. I'm over here, right? You just never know who was really into seeing you, and then you're just not there. So it's just kind of like, oh, and then you go on to social media. Damn, he ain't post nothing in 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's dead. It's like, because that's how you be, man. You'll post nothing in like 3 weeks. They be like, oh man, that motherfucker must have got killed by the cartel or something, or kidnapped or whatever they out there saying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Fucking Fred Lump.
Yeah, I want to say his name, but yeah, yeah, man.
But it's like, yeah, that's the kind of shit we were talking about that last week, and I was like, fuck, I did this shit wrong.
Yeah,
but it's cool. Like, I've enjoyed my experience through all of this, but I get to show Jalen, yeah, don't do that. Like, people engage, keep engaging with him, and once he decides he wants to do his social media, but it's like that kid, he's just into doing school stuff and that stuff. He don't show nobody. Only way people know that he does what he could do is either he tells the kids at school, or all those kids, they follow me anyway, and they see that shit and they be like, yo, what the hell? So he likes his social media to be the way that he has it. So, but it's pretty cool.
I checked his social media out, man. He got his page look like one of those is like in Japan, the girl, like, not saying he's definitely not a girl, but Japanese girls, they're shit. They can do some cool ass shit, right? But their page don't reflect at all what they do. Like, they don't show what they do. Like, they'll have like eating a fucking cream puff pie or eating a fucking snowball, and they be like, and they
called me and say, yo, put Jalen on the phone, yo. He telling Jalen, hey, yo, why don't you post nothing, yo?
Yeah.
I'm trying to like, what's up? Jalen like, all right, I'll post something. And then he'll post something one day, and then you go back the next week, and then he cleared it all off, and he got, it's just like,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's your thing.
Yeah. Like, they be doing that shit, man. Cause I'll talk to the girl, and she's like racing drift and everything, but then her whole shit is like pictures of fucking cats. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you got a badass Sylvia, and you drift really good, and the reason why, my wife was talking. My wife, she was in the cars, but they would look down on you like, oh, you're a tomboy if you're into this, or you're into that, or you're doing this, or like you watch Initial D when the chick was fucking way better than the dude.
And she was down.
Yeah, shit like that will not get you dates in Japan, like real life. If you do anything that's better than, if you're a judoka and you're a black belt, and that dude finds out that you're, and maybe he does judo, but you're like, yeah, judo's cool, but don't tell him that you're a black belt, and he finds out, he'll be like, I'm done. That shit happens here, man. Like, they're weird as fuck like that. Instead of being like, oh, my fucking girl is a badass black belt, let me get on my level so we can both be black belts and shit. They be like, nah, I'm gonna go find somebody else who's beneath me and shit. That was a real, everything in the anime, dude, like even down to the technique and shit, other than the Hachiroku not gonna beat everybody every time like that. A lot of that shit was like real life Japanese, how they run, the little cliques and the little this and the little groups and all that stuff is all how they function today.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And where Jalen picked this. Let me keep my whole social media clear
Right.
and maybe post shoes.
Yeah.
Me looking down in my shoes. It's like what the
Yeah, I
weird
mean, in a
fucking
nutshell, like he looks like the random fuck boys out there.
little,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's like no, he's doing red. So maybe he,
Telling him.
yeah,
I be telling him
yeah. Put a
driving
little bit
back
of
from the
sauce out
track.
there, man.
It's like, yo, you just was at the track ripping it up
Yeah.
all day doing dope shit, and you're just like,
Oh, here looking at these birds today, man.
I mean, no. People talking about other shit, and it's just like, yo, put that fucking phone down, bro. Like, enjoy all this scenery. We've just seized the day. Like, we did dope. Fuck that phone, you know, and he's just a little kid. Just be a little kid. And then the dude at the track, I say, yo, my son's been training on the 300. We want to get him on the track. He's 14. He's 16? I say, what? I heard 16. I say, all right.
Yeah.
He's like, 16. Say, yep, he's 16. Sign him up. I say, all right,
yeah.
cool.
How, yeah, man.
Okay, so it's gonna get serious. You're gonna get on your bike that's you're familiar with, but we're gonna do real tracks now. And you get quick if you decide you want to progress and jump on the 600, do it. So, but we're gonna now start to progress. But it's just like there's nobody in your high school that's doing this.
Nobody.
Dude.
Your fucking principal ain't doing that shit.
Yeah,
from the top down. Nobody
might have a cool teacher that may have done a track day or two in his life. You do this every weekend. Cars, bikes, everything. And if you're not doing it, you're with your dad who's doing it. And it's just like, those memes where it's like, y'all were raised by a Tyler. I was raised by whoever your dad's name is. And you're showing pictures like, yo, if you did that, yo, what the fuck is your dad? Like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you was raised by so-so. I was raised by a Lexus. And they just have all of this car, bike, drifting, forever, everything, stunting. It's just like so many things. And then it's like, now I'm sharing this with you. Like, you go, you do it, right? And it's just like, he just be chilling. It's like, yo, there's nobody in your school that does this.
Because if they did, odds are they be, because like I said, it seemed like, the thing is, what it is, man, we're clowning them a little bit, but what it is, man, is you raise them properly to not. Some people, man, like they do like my son, man, case in point, before I go into what I'm saying, wrap it up, man. I give him a new toy. Like they got like this new gun, it's called Gundams, which is like a transformer or whatever the fuck. And like, they be like, Mite means look at me. So they take it into school, which I tell them not to. And they little friend, Mite, look at me, look at me, look at me. Like, it's like, I teach him like, hey man, they're cool, but like everybody don't want to see your shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably following what you told me. Hey, don't post that we are going XYZ until we're back home. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I mean? I know stuff like you teach, because people don't know that we talked about before. The XXX dude, got took out. Hey, I'm going out here with the stack of paper to buy a bike. Oh yeah? Let's meet him there. That's how he got killed. People don't know. He got killed via social media. You know what I'm saying? That he ain't the first person. You know what I mean? That got killed as a result of posting their moves and everything. If he didn't do that post, odds are he'd still be here today. You know what I mean?
And our thing is we don't post when we're gone because we don't want nobody saying, oh, where they going?
They gone. Let's get up in there. Yeah.
House anyway.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like you seen that the last when I had the 2 red cars loaded up and I did the video when I said I was gonna fall up the mountain and shit. I didn't do a single post while I was on the road. Like I was back in Masawa, 11 hours back up north, back in my house in the tub. Then I posted that shit. And then one guy was like, oh, and then know what happened, man. Customers seen that shit. Hey man, when you get back to Masawa, man, I want to know if I can schedule a time back. I'm back in Masawa already. You can hook me and meet up with me. Oh man, but you're nah, bro. OPSEC motherfucker. That. Like, I'm not gonna tell you I'm 11 hours down south so you can run through my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
dude.
That's the only security I had when I was at my house in Richmond, because my dad would always be there or my brother would always be there. So I can go and be like, oh, I'm in LA. Bitch.
Right.
always somebody there, my dad or my brother with my wife and my son, everybody was always there. But yeah, now that I'm out here, I don't say shit when I go anywhere, if I do anything.
Well, the cool thing now is like I do got like my cameras, I can look at my phone, and then I always have like when I do go out of town, and it's going to be something like, for example, when I start doing FD or whatever, it's going to be live stream, so I can't really fake that. I can't be like, they're going to see that I'm not in the pocket. Yeah. But my wife's here. I got two other buddies here at any other time that if I'm out of town, they got a spare key just in case. Like, I give them the spare key just in case some shit happens, a water line breaks, and they gotta let somebody in. Yeah, I give them. So like, hey man, if something happens, I'm gonna get a call. I'm gonna call you, meet him at the shop, let him in, let him do what he gotta do, let him get to the circuit breaker, blah blah blah. Shit like that. So I do got some stuff in there, adult shit. You know what I mean? Shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So you gotta set yourself up, man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, man, he's doing. But yeah, man, he could definitely put a little bit more in there, man. Like, come on, you doing some cool shit, man.
Got it shaking. It's when but it'll happen when he feels like, this is ill. I'm gonna post this. It'll be like, all right, well, this must really be cool to him because he's been doing cool shit. It's really be cool to him. So yeah, it was cool. Like I saw in the story he's posted about Fukuda's car and being around.
Well, that's because that's S13 though, man. He want that S chassis, man. But
I had owner of Thrash. I was like, yo, show him the car. Show him around the car. Like, you bought the car, right? He'll tell you everything about it. And it's like when I look at adults talking to him about shit, it's not, hey, this is a car, it goes vroom vroom. Yeah, it's really cool
because they already know
they can get in technical shit, and he's like, yup, and boo boo boo, oh, that's a boo, and it's like you look at it and it's like that's a full ass adult little conversation that they're having with this 14-year-old, and he's on everything, he's on top of it, and I'm like, that's dope. And then I tell him, I was like, yo, bruh, your friends or people that are into this scene, they idolize people that are your homeboys.
Yeah, you ain't got access to it, man.
Julian and him is your homeboy. Animal Style, all of the Animal Style dudes. These is your people. Thrash Racing, JTP, everybody. These are your uncles, your homies. These are your peoples. But everybody else fans out about your people. Everybody else wants to know your people that are your friends. You mingle in this group. And this is like, I can't explain to you how cool that is, but one day you're going to understand and be like, fucking cool.
Right.
You're like, damn, this is...
Yeah, and it's the luck of the draw, man. The group formation, man, which is something that a lot of people don't realize. And they get... People no shit be home fucking slitting their wrists because they ain't in this group. Like, bro, it just happened to be the luck of the drawer that they know them, or because it's one of those things. It's if you look again, I watched a lot of old school shit, primal stuff, whatever. The group shit has been a thing since the beginning of time, man. These cavemen ain't fuck with those cavemen. They stayed in their little cave slit and whatever the fuck. They stayed in their cave slit, and did their thing and everything, and there was no meetings and shit like that. And it's just like, let that shit happen naturally, because when you try to force into somebody else's group, it generally doesn't work out well for you. Like, they're like, nah, dude, fuck out of here, blah, blah, blah. And you see it now, too, with everybody doing their own camera shit. And it's like the vibe when some random dude rolls into it. It's like, you know him? Because I was watching Buttery. I don't know, I'm pretty sure you probably... yeah. And speaking of Buttery, they had the joint at fucking Willow. And it was a Alpine Star shit, and they had all these bikes, and it was all people that were beginners and shit. Like, they had the suits, the boots. They were doing like the leathers and shit, and the medium and Wishcom, and there's a few Moto X guys. They just took anybody who's in the scene of sports bikes or related to motorcycles, anything, and like, hey, come out here, bring your cameras, do this smart shit. Because it's like, I don't gotta promote shit. They're gonna do it for me. So they did their coverage plus 1,000 times of coverage of Alpine Star boots and leathers, and they were riding in groups. So they had the beginners, intermediates, blah blah blah, and it was pretty cool, man. Like, what I mean, when I'm thinking about, man, that's man, my dude Lex should be out there running that shit, man. So
yeah, if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna start mingling with a lot more shit.
yeah,
Simply because I'm into so much other shit. But I'm
yeah.
gonna start venturing.
I've been
I'm a
yeah. I've been you know, we talk a lot and it kind of reinforces some of my thoughts and everything. But like I actually no shit. I mean I actually messaged the Slap Train dude the other day. I was like, blah blah blah. This is me about a couple sentences. You want to be in a pod because I used to kind of say too much, and I'm look at it and I'm like, man, I wrote this motherfucker a thesis paper. He's not gonna read it. So I'm like, hey,
yeah.
Don Jackson Pro this shop owner, blah blah, based in Japan. I run a podcast. Sometimes with my guy Lexis King. Here's a sample of the latest one. Here's the information. See you later if you want to do it. Done. Like it's like you can read it on one pane on your cell phone.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I just been I don't like to do the blanket ones because it kind of sounds impersonal. But I kind of just, hey man, if they're gonna read it, then we can go from there, make it personal. But I just send it out and like whoever responds because I want to genuinely talk to these people and and see what's up. How do they get to where they at far as this and us XYZ. I'm like I say, I'm going to send one out to RJ to Vera, man. Like what can it hurt? He looks at it, he doesn't, or what? You know what I'm saying? I had Eric Sue on, and he's big in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Doing IMSA shit right now, and and Eric was around that same time frame with Roja and everything, man. So cool shit, whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna reach out. Of course, I'll get with you and everything on that stuff. But again, guys, this is we're 3 hours 18 minutes in. It's always a good time to talk to Lex. Time flies and everything. It's actually fucking 2 p.m. 2:34 p.m. We got started a little bit late, but 2:34 p.m. here. I got to get TV set up and my steering wheel adapter, and I'll be ready for tomorrow. Your setup's already ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to rock.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rock. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get some good GT content this weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll get up there, live it up, get on there live, and then export that out. So for the live though, I was thinking, man, though, on a because it's been a while. Well, it's PS5, PS4. I'm gonna have there. You said they not the party thing. You can't do no more, or
we can still party, yeah.
But you can't. There's no.
Still be able to do the PS party and everything. I just don't know if there's just open public talk in lobbies.
Right.
We'll see though.
Yeah. So I mean, so public. So if it's a private lobby, you could talk.
In the PlayStation party.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like you just enter a lobby and just in the middle of all. We'll try.
I don't, because what I want to do is like once we both get all unlocked our multiplayer shit, then I just want to get on there for hour or whatever, just drive around, do whatever. Then have another just transport all that or into the like one of the podcasts or whatever, and just have it running in the background and all that stuff, man. So we'll figure it out, man. We'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It's 2022. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers were gaming back in 1994 with an X-Band or whatever the fuck it's called. You know what I'm saying? So we can figure it out, man.
Hell yeah. I'm down.
All right, man. But cool, guys. Again, thank you guys again for tuning in and listening. As always, again, small numbers, but hey, man, it's like a solid 85 people that always check in, man. It's getting numbers going up. Austin one went pretty good, and people were checked in. And it is what it is. So some guests will bring more numbers or whatever. Again, to date, Mike still holds the record, and and it just keeps going up and up and up. I think it's at like 17, 18K, which for me that's big numbers, man. Like I say, Mike got me $150, man, in like 1 month.
I know, right?
Yeah. So yeah, man. I gotta buy him a couple beers or whatever he into. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? It works out there, man, but just keeping it real, man. That's how it is. Don't fake the funk. Like I always like to leave guys with some positive message, man. Is again, man, this the best thing out there you can do for you is just be you, and then whoever gonna be attracted to you is gonna be attracted to you for you. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Just do your thing out there. There ain't no recorded shit. Something I just thought about just now, man, and just do your thing, man. It's be you in this world and everything will work out, man. That's all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So we got that right there. All right, guys. So be easy. Get ready for GT. So this will be the last podcast before GT comes out. I'll try to get this edited up and out. So it'll be on both planes. So what I might do is actually, I think I'm going to set the timer to when it's tomorrow your time. So it'll be the same day. Yeah. So it'll actually be for me tomorrow, but for you it'll be a little bit more. Like, what time is it right now?
It's 9 something.
Shit, so 9. So roughly 5 or
9:30.
Yeah. So if I release this around 5 or 6 or something like that, then it'll be tomorrow. Release time all over. We'll all be on the same, because if I release it today or tomorrow, it'll be different for some guys. It'll be tomorrow. Fucking Inception shit, man. It's confusing, but yeah, there's a point in time where it's today for everybody on the same plane until it's not. So
yeah,
man. So cool, man. I'm gonna get out of here, do what I gotta do, load my TV up, and then my ring should be here. I gotta go to the store and get some screws so I can mount the wheel to the adapter, and I'll be ready. Wheels already set up, pedals already set up. I'm gonna throw that new TV up there, the new 4K, even though I don't have a Pro, so I'm not really outputting 4K, but it's still better. The one I got now is just, that thing was, like I said, that fucking words on there. I can see the pixels in the words. That thing is a little bit, it can't do the whole transposing and all that. Refresh rate is probably young as shit on there, so you gotta do all that stuff, man. But cool, man. Thanks again, Lex. And again, everybody out there, just be safe. Hit me up, Pinku Style, podcast, pinkustyle.com, if you're interested in being a guest on here. Pinku Style, download pinkustyle.com for any business, car related stuff. We do it like that. So it's gonna be Donnie signing off from Osaka, Japan. Lex signing off from Richmond, California. CA Navi. See you guys later. And then also go out there and pick out that King Syrup. You know what I'm saying? It's that King Syrup right here. King Syrup. You get it right on Amazon. You get it right on Amazon. Get it on Amazon. King Syrup, man. So it's a picture of a lion right there. Look like a old what's that dude? Mufasa. Yeah, man. So yeah, there's a picture of a young lion on there and shit. So we got that, man.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Later. Peace.
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about playing no shit. Beast.